always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it.
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Dee. What up, sis? Appreciate you. What it do with the business is? My brother Gary busted down Brown, Mr. 33. What up, though? Appreciate you, 9. Appreciate you. Gary probably went to sleep. I think he typed that before I started. Hey, man, I wasn't even going to come on tonight, but everybody sleep and I was bored. And I was about to do some editing, but I was like, I was listening to my video we did yesterday, live yesterday. And it inspired another live I'm going to do later on this week. But I was about to do it tonight, but no, we'll do it later on this week. But, you know, anybody who, Gary is, well, what up, dog, G? I'm happy I say that before I start talking shit. But I was listening to that live last night. And you know, y'all often hear me say I don't do participation trophy. I believe in individual merits. People should be rewarded or at least recognized for what they do. Like that's like giving me. I feel respect is earned, you know, and I don't believe in if my father do something great, I don't think I should get rewarded for it. I think I should be rewarded predicated upon what I created. If my father was great, then that means I got the potential to be great too. But a lot of times, I mean, we see, you know, kids don't live up to the potential of their parents, so they shouldn't have the merits or the notoriety that their parents got. You know, that's not how it works, bro. So, like last night, you know, the conversation got into, you know, men should be respected. And I think on a large part, I think men are respected. You know, I don't look for respect from people I don't know personally. I don't really care if people who I don't know respect me. I just choose not to deal with them. And, you know, I won't deny that, especially on the internet, women can be very disrespectful to men. Right? I ain't gonna deny that, but it's vice versa too. Man be disrespectful to women out here. So at the end of the day, people just gotta do better. You know, people really gotta do better. You know, like that ghost dude, you know, he was disrespectful to Commander. And you think we're supposed to give him respect? Hell no. You ain't giving it, you ain't getting it. You know, just because he a man. I mean, and there's men like that, you know, that women often complain about when they talk about, you know, men being disrespectful and being sexist towards them. Perfect example. You know, he just listening to her voice. You know, Ozzy was saying, women, stop going out in yoga pants. Man, that shit crazy. I don't know if he was playing or not, but like that shit crazy. Like women can't go out in yoga pants because men can't control themselves. Nah, men got to do better. You see a woman in yoga pants, that's like going to a museum, right? You go to the museum, you go look at the art. You don't go to touch the art. You don't go to talk to the art. You go to look at it. You know, that's how I feel about I'm a married man. And there's beautiful women out there. I look, I'm not disrespectful to my wife, and I ain't disrespectful to the women. That's self-control. You know, man just got to do better. Learn how to control self. Women wearing yoga pants don't mean you got to look or you ain't got to, I mean, shit, you can look. That don't mean you got to touch or shit, you can admire. It's like walking past a beautiful flower. You ain't got to pick the flower. You can just look at it and admire the flower and keep it moving. So people just got to do better. We can't expect other people to make our life easier or make our life. Yeah, that shit crazy. I ain't looking for nobody to make my life easier, bro. Diversity is there as an opportunity for us to get better and do better. You know, if you trying to work on self-control, being around women wearing yoga pants, that's a diversity. That's an opportunity. You know, and shit, the more opportunities you get, the more practice you do, the better you get at it. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. But you know, in life, you can't expect people to make your life comfortable. You got to make your own life comfortable. You got to put yourself in a position or situation. There ain't nothing given. Everything should be earned. That's what's wrong. People feel entitled because I'm this. I deserve this. Nah, that's entitlement, man. Yeah, I was listening back to that live. And I'm like, nah, bro, there's so many things wrong. And that, in my opinion, that's what's wrong with society. People just think because they exist that it's supposed to be like this or work out for this. Nah, man, that's not how life works. If anything, that adversity, those things that make us uncomfortable, those things that make us impulsive, that's adversity, man. It's an opportunity to overcome that, the self-mastery. I can go around a bunch of half-naked women and I ain't got to say nothing or do nothing to them. I can be around beautiful women without being, immature or I say immature because sexual immaturity is a real thing. Sexual immaturity is a real thing. If you look at a woman and first thing you think about is sex, then that just shows how immature you are. Well, that's natural. Yeah, it is natural to a boy. But as a man, as we mature, okay, yeah, we can look at beautiful women all day. It's like going to a beach. You see half naked women all the time. He was saying context matter. It do. Context do matter. But if I can go to a beach and look at half naked women and not be all impulsive, I should be able to go to the store and see a woman in yoga pants. I don't know, that yoga pants thing got me. Just like that bathroom thing, man. Like, that shit was weird. Shout out to We on Lockdown. I be half asleep. I don't know if people playing or not, bro. Some shit just sound crazy sometimes. That's just my opinion. Ain't no shot against nobody. It's just how I think is a little differently from everybody else, man. That's why we share opinions. Ain't saying I'm right, ain't saying I'm wrong. I'm just saying I don't do certain shit. In participation trophies, I don't give them. Everyone, if you want respect, you got to be respectful too. You can't get respect and not be respectful. If you ain't respecting other people, and you just think you deserve respect. Hold on, maybe get them woke up. Let me play something real quick. Hold on. Y'all didn't see this in a minute. How long is this one? We'll play this one.
You said don't go in the lab. You can't go in the lab, son. You can't do that. Because guess what? I think I got somebody that's going to steal the lab.
Don't agree? You know what? I guess y'all must have forgot.
It's with the utmost pride and sincerity that I present this recording as a living testament and recollection of history in the making during our generation.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
I'm the word. I'm the one who put in the work.
Yeah, I use dude voice. Props to the boy Sean. He made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. Made it a hot line, I made it a hot song.
Who created that?
But wait, there's more.
Bastards doubt me, I'm a hustler. Ask about.
Hell no. No, I'm not touching this.
Get you a word. Nana boo boo.
Yeah, my bad. Baby girl woke up. I had to run out there. But yeah, so back to the participation trophy. Yeah, people just gotta do better. You want better in life, you gotta do better. And that's it. Just put the work in, man. And whatever you did yesterday, that's it yesterday. It's all about what you do today. My daddy told me, don't live in the glory of the past because you won't be focused on making glory in the present. Yeah, we can look back at our accomplishments and what we did in the past, but at the same time, what you doing right now? If anything, I look at that as motivation of what I can get done today. That's how I look at yesterday. If I put in some good work yesterday, that means I can put in greater work today. But I ain't gonna live on what I did in the past or what my ancestors did. Whatever my ancestors did, they did that shit. That just shows me I can do it too. But well, I'm supposed to take credit for what my ancestors did. I'm supposed to, be glorified because they accomplished something. And I'm living off of that. And guess what I ain't doing? I ain't trying to create my own. If anything, we supposed to take it to the next level. Our ancestors, people who came before us did some great shit. That means we can go do even greater shit. But if we just sitting there patting ourselves on the back for what they did, then what the hell is we doing? I don't know, man. I'm built different, bro. I'm just built different. Like I was listening to my wife. I had to cut down the spruce today. I got 2 more to cut down. But that shit, I'm legally blind, bro. I can't see that well. So it took me a minute to cut it down. It took me a minute because I wasn't trying to cut none of my fingers off, playing with no power saws and nothing like that. And I had to take a little extra precautions. I'm real safe. I used to hold a builder's license, so I'm like real technical. When it comes to doing things, I got structure. So it took me a little while, but when I did it, my wife was sitting there like, she got friends and they man ain't got the complications that I got, but they do less. Some of them ain't doing shit. They complain about a back pain, a foot pain, and that like prevents them from doing anything. Like, bro, I got chronic headaches, chronic migraines. Sometimes that shit bring me down to my knees, man. I don't complain about it. I just keep it moving. I take my breaks and rest when I need to, and then when I feel good, I make it happen. Because if I don't, man, that shit ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna get done if I don't do it. So, it may take me a little longer to get stuff done, but it don't stop me from getting it done. I may need help with certain things, but shit, I still get it done. But it's people, man. You just got to do better. You want respect out of life. You want people to respect you. Learn how to respect other people. First of all, learn how to respect yourself. That's the main thing. People don't even respect themselves. When I see that, I don't even expect nobody like that to respect me. Once I see people can't respect themselves, I know they can't respect me. I'm straight. Have some fucking standards too, man. Everybody don't get a pass, bro. Passes are earned, bro. Passes are earned. Everybody don't get a pass, bro. All this justifying bad behavior bullshit, man. That's why people do what they do. They feel entitled. Because all they got to do is say sorry. Like old boy did. He said sorry, and then what he do? 10 minutes later, he doing the same bullshit. Everybody don't get a pass, bro. You got to earn that shit. You earn that shit through your action, the consistency. Consistency is the key. Shout out to Stoic. Consistency. Consistency is the key, man. We all have our slip-ups. Ain't nobody perfect, but if you progressing, that's the key, man. Yeah, you gonna have some slip-ups. You gonna have bad days, but they don't. Your bad days shouldn't outweigh your good days. You shouldn't have more bad days than good days. If you got more bad days than good days, then that's your consistency. It's the bad. It's the negative shit. If I come on here popping off every day, that's who I am. And once in a while you get a nice word, well, that's once in a while. But the consistency is me popping off. Selena. Man, I seen your title and I had planned on hitting the panel, but when I clicked into the show, I didn't watch that drop battle. I didn't watch it, so I didn't, hit the panel. Shout out to Selena. 3 times. Yeah, but I don't do the participation trophies. I don't do the excuse the bad behavior. Like I said, ain't nobody perfect. It ain't about perfection. It's about progression, right? We should have more good days than bad days. But if your bad days outweigh your good days, then that's your consistency. That's who you are. Fix that shit, man. And work is work, bro. Work is work. You ain't gonna get it right all the time, but you gotta put the work in. Without putting the work in, then I don't know. I do not know. I don't even know what to tell people. I try to be an example. Like I said, I know I ain't perfect, but I'm progressing. That's what can't nobody say. I don't progress. If I make a mistake, I take accountability. And you don't see me make the same mistakes over and over and over. That's progression, right? It's okay to make mistakes. You go fuck up. That's what life is. It's about learning. The only way you really truly learn how to do stuff right is to learn how to do it the wrong way. When you see it's wrong, well, okay, that ain't the way. Let me try it another way. So yeah, we gonna mess up, man. It ain't about when you mess up and how you mess up. It's about what you do after. Do you correct the action? Or do you keep doing the same damn thing over and over and over? BDB, what it do, what the business is, how you living, how you feeling, what up, nah? Like I'm being honest and I'm being transparent. When I was younger, I made the same mistakes over and over. I used to drink. I don't even drink no more. But I used to drink. And when I get drunk, I used to drink until I don't know what the hell I did the next day. And I'm 6 foot at the time. I was like 235. So I get drunk and start doing crazy shit like throwing motherfuckers. Like I get a little I used to get violent when I get drunk, right? And then wake up the next day and figure I done hit my boy, I done slammed somebody, I done choked somebody out, put them to sleep, playing around and shit. Because I did martial arts. So I get drunk and shit and grab somebody and put them to sleep and shit. And then you wake up the next day, motherfuckers mad as hell at you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, my bad, I won't do it again. Then guess what? I get drunk and do some stupid shit again. That's not progression. I didn't learn. I just said sorry because I'm sorry. Shit. That's how I felt. Like, my bad, bro. But I meant it, but did I really? I can't say I really meant it because I didn't correct the behavior. I didn't correct it. I'm just being honest. So I kept making the same mistakes over and over, getting drunk, choking people out, hitting people, putting holes in people's walls and shit, chilling over my boy house. I'm punching holes in the wall and shit. And all I do is wake up the next day, my bad, I'm sorry. And then you chalk it up, and my people, you know what they chalked it up to? That's just D. That's just Dorian. They was justifying my bad behavior. So you think I'm going to change it? No. But when people stop justifying it and held my feet to the fire, guess what? Now I got to change, man. See, sometimes that tough love, man, that's the spark people need. Everybody don't respond from the tough love, but people who really have that will inside, they respond to that shit. You cut the motherfucker off and they value you, they're straighten up. They're straighten up. That's how you know if a person is really, truly sorry too. When they change that behavior. It's one thing to say sorry, is another thing to be sorry. I ain't talking about like be a sorry person, but I'm talking about actually mean that shit. Like, okay, I say I did something wrong. I hurt you. Let me correct it because I value our relationship. That's where communication come in. And I tell people like, shit, if I did something, let me know so I can correct it. Because I'm not trying, I only know what you tell me, right? If you don't tell me, then I don't know. Especially, like Gary always said, your intent don't trump nobody's feeling. That's true. But people's feelings don't trump my intent. So we gotta find a common ground, right? Because I can't control your feelings, right? I can't control how somebody feel about something. So if you tell me, I'm willing to adjust or at least have a conversation and give an explanation because maybe your feelings are hurt because you interpreted what I did in an adverse way. You might interpret it like, oh, he was being this, he was being that, when that ain't my true intent. Like, we all different, right? We all came up different. We all look at life differently, right? So I may look at something like, oh, it's no big deal, but it might be something major to you. But if I don't know that, then, you know, how I'm going to correct that? Or how I'm going to take you into account, because where I come from, this shit is normal. This is what we do. Frankie Blanco, what up, though? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. So that's why communication is key. And I just learned, like, people I can't communicate with, you know, we can't have a conversation. We probably ain't gonna be that cool. We ain't gonna, because I need clarity. I need clarity. And I'm willing, like, I put my emotions to the side to understand people's intent. Because I know sometimes I can be tripping, right? I can think like, oh, this person said this or did this, and it means this, but I might be interpreting wrong. Because the first thing I take into account is, like, these people don't know me. We came up different. That's the first thing I think of, is like, okay, look, this might be normal to them, but this shit weird to me. So let me just tell this, let me tell them before I, you know, decide to go to war with them. Let me tell them, like, look, this ain't cool. You know, when we build in relationships, we got to communicate our boundaries and our borders. Because if you don't, I'm telling you, there's going to be an issue. You can be joking and playing with somebody. Like, think about this, man. We all been through things in life, right? And some of them things we don't tell one another, but those things have triggers, right? Those things, like, if you've been abused, right? You may not tell people you've been abused, and then somebody make a joke about abuse, and you go feel some type of way. So tell them, like, hey, you know, you ain't got to go into detail, but you can be like, hey, man, look, that ain't cool. You know, that's not cool, bro. That shit made me feel just, you know, being truthful. Like, we're adults, man. We ain't kids. We're adults. That's like me personally, right? Like, on here, I understand because it's part of people's vernacular. But you don't hear me saying the N-word. I don't like it. Like, in my real life, people around me don't come around me saying that. I tell you once, and the second time, it's going to be an issue. I'm going to make it an issue. I ain't saying I'm going to put hands on you, but I'm going to embarrass you because I don't like that shit. But on here, I know it's part of people's vernacular, right? And then it's like, I ain't expecting nobody to change to make me feel comfortable. But if you on my show and after a couple times, I'd be like, okay, look, or really when you address me as the end, I'd be like, nah, bro, that shit ain't cool. But I ain't about to get all mad at somebody and shit, because I know, like, look, it's part of people's vernacular. I can't expect people to just change for me, you know, but I will I'm going to communicate it. I'm going to be like, hey, man. And then people, even when you say that, you know, it may slip. And I tell the people, like, oh, my bad. Okay, yeah, I know it's a work in progress, bro. I don't expect shit to happen overnight. That's another thing, too. I'm just ranting right now. It is an open panel if anybody want to hit the link. It is an open panel, you know. But that's another thing that I don't like. Like, I tell people in my real life, don't put no fucking expectations on me that you ain't tell me about. Don't expect me to do a goddamn thing that we ain't agree upon, right? Don't do it, because I am fucking unpredictable. I'm gonna just identify. Who the hell is this? Oh, nah, bro, I don't know. Oh, is this Frankie? Frankie, is that you? If that's you, Frankie, type it. I think this is Frankie. I seen that.
It's me.
I had to make sure.
Yeah, man. Throw screen up. Yeah, it's me though. What's going on, word?
Nothing, chilling. I had some weird people this week. I had to go off on a couple people.
My bad.
You be missing it, bro.
I know. I don't know what's going on. I'll be here. Sometimes I be just calm. The last time I was here, y'all had like a good little thing going, man. I felt the energy when I came in the room. Y'all was talking to somebody in the panel. Brother Gary was going in. Y'all was cooking though. Y'all, Stoic was on the panel, and y'all was helping somebody with something like this they were going through. That's what I felt it was like. But what you were saying is true. But I just want to touch on. I didn't want to type it was too long. You said you were saying something about what just being yourself, right? Because a lot of people get caught up in the thing where they want to be who they think you, and like, it's complicated because they want to be who they think you think they are. If that makes sense, I couldn't type it. So instead of just being themselves, they're trying to acclimate to the things that they're reading off of you. You know, like when they're trying to impress you, basically, they're not. Sometimes just be yourself is real because you might not really click with this person. You know what I mean? But just trying to be like for grace, you know, saving face. You know, you just try to be like polite to people. Sometimes being polite to the wrong person, you open the doors for that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even holding the door for the wrong person. Right after that, they don't say thank you. That shit hit a nerve sometimes. Like it might bother you 20 times. But at one time, when that person don't say thank you, you was being sincere about it. That's what bothers the most, you know, the genuine part about it. You being, you know, you're not doing it for a purpose. You don't even care about the thank you. It's just the fact that after you hold that door and they're walking that, it's almost like they felt entitled, you know?
Yeah, that pissed my wife off. She get upset at that shit. I'd be like, man, fuck that.
I'll be petty Murphy. Petty Murphy like a motherfucker. I get road rage too bad, man. That's the worst thing too. Like when you see like, but I don't want to switch subject. But back to you saying, yeah, but I'm like that though. Like I feel like I gotta say something if you don't say thank you for me holding the door, you know. And then if you say a joke and it's not funny, but I'm with you, I'm not gonna laugh just because I'm with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm real like that. Like I'm like, yo, that shit is an air ball, my G. You know what I mean? Like you shot.
Right.
I don't fake the funk for niggas because that's the type of shit when you do that. Like a yes man, or you laughing at everything he says to make him feel funny.
Yeah, bro.
Comes fake because what happens is later on the road, one of y'all gonna snake each other. You know what I mean? There's a scorpion in the crowd. Somebody a backstabber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a homeboy. Like when he had conversations with me, he be trying to be all philosophical and shit. I'm like, bro, what do you mean, bro? Like, well, just talk more. Nah, man, I'm just like, bro, look. I don't even try to be philosophical, bro. The shit just, you know, it come out like that and shit. That's just how I am. But don't try to do that shit to impress me. Like smart people don't act smart, bro. They just smart, you know. So I mean, intellect is different for that. You know, there's different ways to gauge intellect. Just because somebody speak well, don't mean they smart, bro. They just probably read the fucking dictionary.
Yeah, they got the word of the day app. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I do.
One word. I be doing that. I used to have it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, that's
bro.
Man, that's a great thing to have, or at least get a word in the dictionary every day and learn it and learn what the meaning is and the etymology of it. And I guarantee your whole thought process will change because now you can formulate trying to articulate the idea you're thinking about and be able to express it. You know what I'm saying? Because without the vocabulary, it's almost like being mute. You feel me? You got this beautiful picture, but you can't show it because people don't see the colors. You know what I mean?
Well, I encourage people to use that word of the day because
great app.
Like you said, not only are you adding to your vernacular, but you can expand the way you think by learning different concepts, bro.
Can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
I think you should just dedicate a part of your show, a little segment, like a little 30-second segment, just to have a little word of the day go across the banner and just, or even just, you know, with a little definition that pop up. And that way you know what I mean? The people, because that's something I ain't gonna lie to you. I come in every day to just see what the word is. And you the word, you know what I mean? So the word of the day. That's fire, nigga. I'm telling you, you got a t-shirt.
Yeah, I wasn't doing it like that, but for a while I was just like introducing, like when I introduce new concepts, it usually come with words. Like it'll come, like if I'm introducing a philosophical concept and I use like if I say epistemology,
right?
If you ain't into philosophy, you ain't gonna know what epistemology is. You know, empiricism, you ain't gonna know none of that shit. So, you know, when I introduce concepts, I usually introduce, you know, different words.
Yeah, you usually do break it down because, you know, sometimes the words we use, because we could choose to use the best word that suits it, right? But sometimes in layman's term, that shit, like a lot of people don't get it because, you know, that word that that one word you put in place instead of putting, you know what I mean, the easiest form of it, you wanted to make it sound more, you know what I mean?
Yeah, more eloquent.
More eloquent. There you go.
It hit different, bro. Like
And
if instead of saying epistemology, I could say, how do you acquire knowledge? You know, that's what epistemology means, the acquisition of knowledge. How you acquire knowledge. So.
Nice. That's the first word of the day, fellas. Chat. Epistemology. First word, how you acquire knowledge. Let's get it going. This is day one. You know what I mean? I'm sponsoring the war for the word of the day. Yo, where you be having me laughing sometimes though. So you too. It's like now I realize it, and I be like, yo, I could tell when you're studying. You know, it's weird. It's weird, and like as a person who does it too. Like if I'm in the middle, if you're in the middle of conversation, sometimes when I don't hear you talk about something, you step back and you get quiet. I know already you got the pen and the pad out. Like, you know, let me lay this nigga down in his little chair real quick. Go ahead, tell me how you feel. You know what I mean? I be doing it though. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I see through it. Like and you know what it is when you outside looking in, it's more easier, right? When you're in the mesh of things, it's kind of hard to see because there's so much, noise going on, different things. Your mind is having ideas going at, the speed of light. You know what I mean? So it's like at the same time, you want to stay engaged with the person who's conversating with you, but you're still thinking about, your mom being sick, your son having to go to school tomorrow, and you got to get him dressed, and all the other things that still stay in place. Bills and so much noise in your brain at one time is crazy. That's why they say meditation is real good. It's crazy because I don't have to be in I don't know, that sounds weird, but I don't have to be in no quiet place or like no woods and shit to meditate. You know that? Like I could do that shit on some. I could do it and whenever I feel comfortable enough to do it, period. Like I don't have to say where, you know what I mean? Just whenever I feel like word. And that shit to me is deeper because I'm talking to the higher power. You know what I mean? We conversating. When I'm praying, I'm asking him for things. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for a response. When I'm meditating, we conversating. He's giving me the feedback. And whatever I give out, he's giving back, and I feel it. I mean, prayer is cool, and there's power in prayer. Never doubt it. I don't doubt it at all, There's been time, but then again, because it's confusing, right? There's been times where I got pulled over. You know what I'm saying? Just for example, Lord, please, God, please. I'm praying. You feel me? Let me get away. And then I get away. That wasn't God, though. You feel me? Well, excuse me. Right. Not God. That wasn't a higher power. You know what I mean? That had nothing to do with that. That was not divine intervention, in my opinion. You feel me? Those are things that, I don't know, whatever they call it, you know what I mean? The skin of your teeth, you're lucky, Lucifer, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean?
Lucky Lucifer.
Yes, sir. You got etymology, right? Etymology, Luciferian, Lucas. Well, you know what I mean, though, right? Like you've gotten situations where you kind of fucked up, but you kind of prayed to get away with it, and you did. And then it's like, was it a wrong thing though? You know what I'm saying? Like, did the Most High give you that chance? Do you know what I mean? Did He let that one slide? And if He did, then you know what I mean? There's a lot of, that's a lot of things that got to be asked about that if He does let you get away with getting away with a murder type situation, hypothetically.
It's something to come with it. What you gonna do afterwards?
Right.
You gonna continue doing that shit, pressing your luck, or you gonna change your ways?
Right, but then what about karma? You know what I'm saying? Does karma miss everybody? Can karma miss people? Do people get away with when karma can they miss karma? Like, can karma not get to them and they get away with something that's like? So I mean, I think I've seen stuff like the atrocious wars and crimes and you know what I mean.
People expect karma to hit instant. People expect karma to hit instant, and it's not. Right. Karma can come today or it can come 10 years, 20, 30 years from now. Karma's on its own time. And it will collect, though, regardless if it's this lifetime or the next lifetime. Karma always collects, bro.
That's deep. That's deep. I want to take your subject, whatever you was cooking on, bro. I just was, just feeling like shooting the shit.
Chosen one, what up, though? Rudy, what up? Nah, you take me on subject, bro. I was just saying, gotta do better. We was having a conversation last night, and Ozzy was like, what did he say? He was asking, like, should women respect men? And I'm like, shit, women around me respect the shit out of me, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm talking about high praise from my mother to my sister-in-law, to my wife's friends. High praise, bro.
Right.
Everybody. I go into her job, I'm like a fucking rock star. Like, I don't even know these people just because of the way my wife speak about me. And they be calling, like, shit weird, bro. Shit call me, like, explain this. I'll be breaking shit down. Like, and I don't think nothing of it. It's just like normal conversation me and her had when she asked me a question. I just answered. But then you don't know, like, the impact that shit has on people until you see it. And I'll be like, damn, they be like I'm like a couple months ago, I was a frequent flyer. Like December, November, I was in and out of the hospital, and I was going to my wife's job. And it's like everybody coming. I'm like sick and all fucked up. People come and talk to me and shit. I'm like, what the fuck going on, bro? I'm trying to rest, man. But it's like, you know.
I get you saying though, because like even when my girl's friend, my wife's friends, I'm just saying my wife, but you know, educational purposes. But all her people will have like a big cookout, you know, and when you Asians, you know, Cambodians, when they do cookouts, it's not, you know, it's I think them and black folks, you know what I mean, are at the top of the chain, you know what I mean, with cookouts, because they do it big too. Like, you know what I mean? They'll go and order, you know what I mean, $200 worth of lobsters, and they grilling lobsters, and they just be wilding out, drinking beer, playing fucking cornhole and all these type of, you know, spades, and gambling like a motherfucker, you know, with kids running around. But you know, those people when they come over here, they hold me, and they don't know me as from growing up and being who I was in New York, you know. They just see me as a dude with the Cambodian chick out here, you know, where I'm at. And they give me the utmost respect, though. And even the elders, you know, her mothers, her fathers, all of them, you know, because they, you know, they could tell that by the way she is, you know what I mean, and the way she probably from what they've seen her, and what they probably thought of her was gonna be, and the way she is now, more focused, she's linear, you know what I mean, she's driven, she's like, she's not no little girl, you know, she ain't an OnlyFans chick, she don't be out there on some bullshit, like, and this is all facts. I've been with her 21 years, I should know, right? You know what I mean? But that I could feel it, you know, when they come up to me, you know, they kind of like, you know, these be like them dudes, you know, they be like, you know, certain ones be like gangs in California, you know, Long Beach type dudes, you know what I mean? Them Asians that be really into it, you feel me? And they always come with the utmost respect. Women too, like the older ladies, they love me, man. Akon, you know what I mean? They call me nephew and all that. So, but I could feel it, you know, the energy. Like when people, I feel like you're supposed to give off anyway, though. Because me personally, I don't just be nice to everybody. I told you that, but I always keep a poker face. You feel me? For the situation, I can't tell you what it's gonna be, right? But if I walk in somewhere and I feel like, you know, it's not that of a place where I gotta hold my, you know what I mean? Where I gotta keep my head on the swivel, I might, you know, crack a joke with the person at the counter or something. You feel me? Or next to me, and
you read the room.
Right. But when it comes down to like if there's more than 4 people and it's 2, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm trying to be like a detective, you know. I'm literally trying to be a detective every time I go out. So I swear to God, like I'm trying to read what's your next intention. Why would you take that left instead of right? You know, why you look back when I, you know what I mean? All type of shit. I be on that type of shit. I drive in my rear mirror. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Nigga be like, yo, I look in my rear mirror more times when I'm driving than I look forward, bro. Crazy.
Just observant.
Yeah, I'm too much analytical. Like I analyze, because you know what? If I'm rambling, you can tell me too. But I watched Final Destination too. That movie, Final Destination, kind of like it was so regular, right? But it was so deep because the chain of events. And if you peep the chain of events, my nigga, and I be feeling like there's a reason why when you get into a situation of fight or flight, life slows down and everything goes into slow motion, and you're still able to contemplate and think and adjust. But everything's moving fast. You know, you're looking at the nigga hands, you feel me? But you know, it's so much shit going on. It's just slow motion, you know what I mean? There's a reason why it goes like that. Right? You could capitalize on that. Trust me.
It's a gift, bro. Everybody don't go into that zone, bro.
That's so true. That's so true.
That's a gift. I learned that when I was practicing martial arts. That's my sinful love. He was like, everything slow down for you, don't. He said, when you get excited, everything slow down. He said, I could tell by the way you move. It's like he was like, most people don't think when they fight, but you already be thinking 3-4 steps ahead if they move. Like, yeah, man. Like sometimes I see that shit before it happens, bro. It's everything. It's patterns, bro. It's patterns of life.
That's what I mean. Like a sequence. There's like a sequence to it.
Bro, even like dealing with people on here, I see patterns, bro. Like I know when to, you know, kind of step to the side. give people space, and then I know when to, but you got to pay attention to the patterns. You will see it the more you observe people. You start seeing their mannerisms and like people, like bro, just having a conversation with me, bro. I can just have a normal conversation and learn so much shit about a person.
I'm the same way. I look for nuances, because we're creatures of habit, and sometimes when we talk and we say things, we tend to say them away when we first say it, and then when you come back and say it again, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? And I know people could exaggerate, right, or put emphasis into what they mean, or forget a little. But I be listening to key words, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like there's certain things when you say it, it doesn't hit. Like you said, don't hit. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't resonate, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like that vibration was off when you said that. Like something was shaky about it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit. Like when people talk, when you watch internet shit on TV, like all these little crime shows and all that, I be feeling like I solved some shit. Word up, son. Cause if you give me more information, sometimes, like they call it internet sleuth. You know what an internet sleuth is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I be feeling like that, man. With these people over here on this side, man. I be analyzing. I shouldn't even analyze your word. Sometimes I'm out there, I'm like, what's on YouTube? And I'm hearing two people arguing about another nigga. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing for 30 minutes? Like, I gotta get out of here, you heard?
Practice, bro. That shit ain't nothing but practice, bro. Like, man, this internet, I'm telling you, like, I've been in the DSM for years, bro. I've never encountered certain personalities in real life, but on here I have. So a lot of times, like, I don't do it as much as I used to. But like a year ago, bro, I used to be just listening to people just to learn, bro. It's like Steve Irwin getting put in Madagascar. Yeah, you imagine Steve Irwin in Madagascar, bro?
Oh shit!
All them unique wild ass animals and shit. Yeah. That's how I feel like on this internet, bro. It's like I can observe certain behaviors that I've never seen in real life. Because I wouldn't even be around certain type of people, bro. I wouldn't even be in environments where these people come from, bro. But on here, it's safe.
You said that earlier too. When I came up, I heard you mention like I don't even like using the N word, and that's something I have a problem with too. And in a weird way, it's like it. And I'm from New York, I'm from the Bronx, 80s, baby. Like I said, it's embedded in me. So, but it's crazy because when I get a job or when I go to interviews or something, like nigga ain't talking like that. You feel me? I'm not saying nothing like that to HR, no shit like that. You feel me? So it's something in the mind when it's people, places, and things, right? Everything is with people, places, and things. And that's what it is. When I get too comfortable, like if we keep the conversation on a note where, and I slipped there, but I'm just saying when it's like on that frequency, you don't tend to go down into the rubbish. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to use the best. You got your best shit out. You want to bring your best cards out. You know what I mean? You don't want to be pulling out, mother jokes. You know what I mean? Because you're mad at somebody. That shit make you look crazy. You gotta have
and that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like I joke all the time. I'm like, if like people who know me, they be like, nah, don't start with D because when he get your ass, it's like that joke and shit, like roasted, bro. That's my shit. But I don't know these people, and I ain't about to come on here and you know what I'm saying, just be roasting people and shit. So no, I don't do all that shit on here. But in real life, man, like I talk shit all fucking day to everybody. That's all I do is talk shit. Like that's Gary, bro. Gary, he was cracking. Man, I was talking to my wife was so mad earlier. She was mad as hell, screaming. I'm still talking shit. He was like, man, she gonna kill you. I'm like, man, she ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. She gonna take that shit. Yeah. Like she just gonna take it like I give it to her. That's what it is. But I mean, on here is different, bro. It's a brand, But people get to know me, like I have my days where I come on here and cut up and cut out, just have some fun and shit, talk shit. But I don't believe in like beating nobody down and shit, making nobody feel bad about that. So, well, you piss me off, I tell the truth about your ass.
Yeah, you lying me on truth on you, facts.
You can't get mad at the truth, bro. I get to speak and I back my shit up with your behavior. I ain't got to talk about nobody past. I'm talking about what you're doing right now.
I was gonna say you must like when you got into this social media thing right here, like these places, you must have been open, like not open, but you must have been like, wow, I could do my favorite, what I like to do on a grand scale, like on a major, because sometimes, like I said, you do this for a while already. You've been doing this for years, right? And you dealt with so many different, and you could probably tell, like, oh shit, this nigga level 7. You know what I mean? Because and I'm just saying it in a way like, oh, he knows. You know what I'm saying? By words they use when they're conversating with the chat or with the with the rest of the panel, and you sitting back. You feel me? Just listening to them and certain keywords that they'll use, you can tell what the level, of their due diligence, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell how far they're really going to study what they say and mean what they say.
Just the way people structure things. Like I be like, man, if the motherfuckers knew some real shit about me, they'd be like, this motherfucker right here, like this bad motherfucker. But no, just the way I be trying to put people on game. Like, bro, the way people structure sentences, they telling you so much about themselves, bro. Right. Just the way they perceive things is like people tell you stuff without telling you, bro. People just don't pick up on it. And I be trying to teach that shit, bro. Like, I can tell, like, people, like, they use, look, like, so, like, when people use, like, these terms like projection, right? People be like, or when they say manipulation, right? People be like, and the first thing they associate it to something bad, like, oh, people manipulate. Like, bro, you know how many different forms of manipulation it is? Influence, motivation, all that's manipulation, bro. Like that, all that is a form of manipulation. Manipulation is altering something. That's all it is. So if you associate it to something bad, a lot of times people are projecting. So if I come on here and start talking about manipulating and how women manipulate men and to giving them their money, I'm telling you my life story, bro. Like some chick that manipulated me and took my money. And no, that's all projection, bro.
It's the same thing with submission. Like that word it has a bad connotation behind it too, even though it could be, you know what I mean? It's something that's like, it's not, with submission and that other word, those words like that, that definitely are. People don't get over on them, but you could tell who got like the hive mentality, like who's like cult minded, they just listen to or do saying things that they heard in groups or trending, you know what I'm saying, and they're just trying to cook off of it like freestyle type shit, I'll be freestyling, but I'm good at it. That's the thing. I ain't gonna lie to you, like I'm good at that shit, like no funny shit. I'm just saying, like if I feel the energy in the room and I feel the conversation, I just try to put me into it. I put it into the eye,
And let me show you something too. So, like this is how I know, like you actually not only study the things you say, but you really like look into it, and you will read something, you will look into it, and you will relate it or associate it to your life. And this is how I know, because you will tell me something, and then you will give me a source to it. But it'd be from your own perception. Right. If you pay attention, so many people come on here and they use other people for an authority to signify what they're saying. They say something and be like, well, such and such said it, some well-known person, some philosopher, right. So they're not actually giving a source. They're just regurgitating what this person said. And they're not telling you how they applied it or how they associated it to them. No, they just regurgitating word for word what this person said, and they're using that as an authority point. That's not intelligence to me. Anybody can regurgitate what somebody else said, but how do you apply it or associate? How does that associate to your life? If you give me a quote by Genghis Khan, right, you should tell me how that applied to you, how you observed it, how you experienced it.
Right.
It's cool to give me that quote to associate it, but what experience do it have with you? And a lot of people don't get that. They just regurgitate shit they read, bro. Right. And they don't even know if that shit right or wrong because they never tried to apply it. Right. So to me, that's just laziness. That's just, for me, I mean, I'm not saying that, it is. I'm just saying you ask me my perspective, that shit is fucking lazy, bro. I don't give a fuck how many books I done read over 800 books, bro. You don't hear me bragging about that shit. And out of all them 800 books, I done learned shit and applied it, and I found nuances into all the shit I read. and I'm not regurgitating shit. I'm telling you from my perspective how I applied it and what I got out of it.
That's a whole fact. And you know, even when I was gonna say with this, we said knowledge is useless if you don't apply it. That's the whole fact. So that right there shows them. But I was gonna ask you like this: in the flip side, are you a credible source? Can I go to somebody like one of my friends, right? And I've been to your live, and I've heard conversations, and I start talking about the things that you talk about. I didn't even go back, but I've been watching you for, let's say, 2 years now, right? And I can always go back to your sources, right? I'm not saying that, but me just saying, nah, you know, they ask me my source, and I say, my man, the word, you know, the life coach D. You know what I mean? Are you a credible source, or you still feel like even beyond that they have to go for? I mean, you know what I mean? Because I feel like certain people know who's saying what they're saying. Well, they know when a person is saying something that kind of got truth to it. You know, it kind of keeps them around. You feel me? Like when you ain't just spitting fucking random rhetoric, and you know, like you stuck to your shit. You've been the way you are since you got on here. You know what I'm saying? With your beliefs. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say it like this. I know I'm a credible source, and the way people can test it is just test what I say, because almost everything I say, 90% of the things I say, I explain it to a point where you can apply it and do it yourself and see how it works for you. But the reason I say I'm a credible source because everything is predicated upon my experience. So
yeah, but when you talk about past, you know, ancient times and stuff like that, you know, we don't really have a connection to that. I'm just being, you know,
no, you good. Go ahead.
So it's almost like, you know, you're freestyling off of regurgitated information anyway. You know, you might have put things together yourself too, but at the same time, you know, it foundated off of something that probably wasn't even true anyway. You know what I'm saying? Not what I'm just saying in general. Because history changes and science changes too. You know what I mean? It's only like that.
That shit changes until something new is found. Right. And even that, you know, I always tell people, you know, I always give a source too. You know, like as far as history, anything that I didn't experience myself, I can only tell you where I got it from. You know. So like even when we was talking about Yahweh, you know, I was telling people, look into the Canaanite gods. Look into the Canaanite gods. Yahweh was here before Christianity, before Judaism. You know, the only thing they got to do is look into the Canaanite gods here. You know, when I talk about the Hebrews came from all this stuff is historical. You know, I always tell them, I give them points to reference, where to go look at. Or I show them myself. I pull it up and show them, like, shit. Right. You know, here it go. Right there. You know.
It's always
even when we talk about, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, even when we talk about the Bible, I pull it up. Like when I was telling people it's 2 creation stories. Like, nah, it's right there. And then, you know, that's a horse. I did a show about that, so shit, people can go watch that. But like, it was people trying to, that's the same story. Like, no, it's not, bro. It's not. You're taking shit out of context. And I go even further than that. Go to the Hebrew. Go to the Hebrew word, and you'll see it's 2 different stories. If you can't comprehend through the English version, go to the Hebrew version. It's clearly 2 different stories. And the scholars always said that too. So, I mean, shit. But yeah. Oh, damn.
The shit with the books, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I believe that there was a purpose for it, you know, maybe. I feel like it got, you know, weaponized. You know what I'm saying? It got marketed. You know what I mean? Like through the season, I'm seeing something when it was like, yo, it's easier to control the masses with this narrative than have to kill them, put them in the torture chambers and all that, and make them work and die for famine. You know, these people willing to listen, you know, with this narrative. And you know how it all, you know, Jesus wasn't mentioned to the 3rd century. You know what I mean? Like all that shit is deep. Like there's a lot of little things into it that, you know, Paul allowed you know, the Gentiles to become, you know, Jewish, you know what I mean? Like they slipped up there too, you know, like that's a little crack in the story. So you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, who were the real people, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's people just, I mean, it's all about what people accept at the end of the day.
You want to know some word? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I was gonna it just hit me when I said I want to forget it, but go ahead.
No, I was just saying at the end of the day is what people willing to accept. I mean, some people you'll put the truth, in fact, right in front of people, and they still want to accept. So, I mean, that's what I learned, bro. It's all about what people willing to accept.
Yeah. There's a saying like it's easier to lie to people than to convince them they're being lied to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But even things like, see my mind, like I see, you know, people put you on the path sometimes. They'll drop breadcrumbs, right? And I be feeling like even the useless information, if it sticks with you, it always like you just remember. You could look back and remember, you know, a moment in time that probably wasn't relevant. Like you walk by and saw this funny person at the bus stop, or whatever. But they you know, when you could think about the moment, they're there in your memory. You feel me?
You know, one of the most powerful things. I was young, and you know, my uncle. Well, he wasn't my blood uncle, but you know, old school cats you call uncle. He was showing me how to cook, right? And as he's showing me how to cook, he was telling me, like, showing me the ingredients, and he put a little pinch of, you know what, in a bottle. And as he was doing it, he said, every lie has a little bit of the truth in it. That shit fucked me up, bro.
Wow.
And then when he came out, he said, this is a lie. He showed me. He said, but you seen a little bit of the truth I put in it. And he said, people will go crazy for this. That shit taught me like life lessons, bro.
That's another
And
thing.
that even though he was showing me something wrong, he was teaching me something right at the same time. This is like when people, you know, and that's an oxymoron. That goes against the laws of logic, right? He was doing something wrong, but he was
a right way to do wrong.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's something in life. If you see it unfolding in front of you, those words come together, and you can understand why somebody put that together. You know, some mind, you know, why they made that saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's a right way to do wrong because you know there is, like, it's crazy. That's why I said earlier about the praying shit. You know, you praying and you know you got away with it. You know what I mean? But did you just do the right thing, or was everything in? You know, was it in line for you? You know. But I was gonna tell you too when I was going on that story about the fucking bus style. But I was like, I see things different, right? Like even with the whole Drake and Kendrick thing, just to bring it there real quick, right? And we was talking about the back in the day people. That whole thing that people were thinking about, they think it's just battle rap and calling it A minor and all that shit. That shit goes beyond that at the times we're in right now. Because if people understand the influence behind these people, right? You know, Drake is a small hat, you know what I mean? And we know that Kendrick is a Hebrew Israelite. You feel me? And we know what comes with that. And we know that that's why this war is so bigger than what we, you know what I mean? The halftime show, all of that shit was so ritualistic. You feel me? I didn't watch, I never watched none of that. I didn't watch the game, I'll be honest with you. But I just know that it's always like that. You know, it's been like that for years. But that one right there, especially though, was a big, you know, that was a big thing, you know what I mean? And people don't see it like that. Like that was a real battle. And even when they, you know, at that same time, there was a lot of stuff going on. Remember, they had the people, they found them with the tunnels in the churches and all. They had like the tunnel joint. Remember, I won't talk too much, you know. But they were being put out there, and you know what I'm saying? It was weird because that's when I started learning a lot about who are the real people. You know, who are the real chosen people of God. You feel me? I really never knew about that. I really didn't know about that. You know.
This the thing too. Like even that, like when people say spiritual warfare. People didn't look at that rap battle. That shit was spiritual warfare to me, bro.
It was all metaphysics.
Like that shit was so fucking deep, bro. Like the triple entendres, people weren't understanding they was just entertained by it, bro.
Right.
They didn't really like when he said the revolution will be televised. Like people, that shit went over people's head. Like people used to subliminal, but most people don't know what a superliminal is, bro. That shit go over your head, teach you a lesson. And you gotta elevate yourself to get that shit.
I call it the revolution, right? Because it's been like that for so many years, yo. You know, and I feel like the revolution is digitized. You feel me? Because it's something like always going for the, you know, we see a little let's just say a couple advocates or some people stand up for something. We get there and what we do. You know what I mean? We march, we protest, wash, rinse, repeat. You know what I'm saying? It's been like Over 100 years. Let's just say 100 years. I don't want to go too far, but it's just been like that for 100 years. So it's like, what does that really do for us? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't changing shit, but you know those people
don't even know how to protest no more. How you protest without boycotting? That shit go hand in hand, bro. That shit go hand in hand. They didn't. That shit is That's why my people was like, "You gonna get out here?" I ain't getting out there marching for shit. Nah, I'm a boycott. Y'all, I'm gonna do all the marching. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and that's how I start changing. That shit changed. I mean, even the way I move and the way I think, by doing that, you get benefits out of that shit, bro. Like all these people be talking about, oh, I'm pro-black, but they ain't got no money invested into no black companies or nothing like that.
Yeah, that shit
They
bothers me.
still going, yeah, man. Like they
It
ain't invested in.
Even when you go to malls, you go down to all that, everything. When you go all the way down the bottom line, that shit's all separation. You know what I'm saying? I understand like, tribalism has been around since the beginning of time, but it's just all separation. So people get over that fact of what they were and where they're at now and what they are. You know what I'm saying? Then just that's what it is. It's all about, it's just a pissing contest. You know what I'm saying? To me, right now, that's how I feel with this whole everything. I don't want to put names on it, nothing, but just I feel like it's a pissing contest. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because once people say, yeah, it is, then what does it do? I mean, well, not saying that, but I'm saying because there's things behind it. I'm not going to say they ain't. There's people that deserve. But at the end of the day, I'm saying is like we're fighting amongst. It's like the oppressed is trying to impress the oppressed. If that makes sense.
That was dope. 755. What up, though, sis? Appreciate you. But yeah, that's what you hit the nail right on the head, bro. That's exactly what's going on. The oppressed is trying to impress the people who oppress them. That shit wild, bro.
That's just crazy.
But that's why, like, it be going over people's head when they be like, well, what are you? I be like, I'm a divine being having a human experience. They can't accept that shit, bro. I transcend
it. Don't put you in a box. That's what you say.
Right.
It's a fact.
Transcending those stigmas. And I'm trying to be an example to show other people you can do it too.
Right. It's all about the words too that we use that put us in that square, Look at me. I identify as an old white man. You could read my label. I'm saying, like I said, I can be what I want, man.
I identify as an old white man.
I don't lie.
Yeah, when that came up, I didn't know what the hell.
I know. That's like the ops too. You see Trump is looking at you like, nah, hold up.
Man, no, because it's the last couple of days, man, I had some characters.
See, I came.
That's why I didn't even put over.
I seen some dude. I didn't want to bring up old shit. Like, I feel like a fucking plunger. But yeah, I came in at night, right? I have to jump in and out because I have to do some. But some niggas in yelling, like talking crazy though. I'm talking about he was talking crazy word. Like I don't even know who it was. I don't know if it's that same dude, Lionheart, whatever.
JJ. That was JJ.
Oh,
I got him up out of there.
I'm like, yo, I wish this nigga was saying that shit in front of the world. I wish. Because the way he was talking, he was entitled. Like this nigga would have ate a fucking foot.
Boy, like I be trying to look, man. I ain't what I used to be. I ain't even gonna act like I am. But bro, it's a method to my madness, bro. I had to get wiser. I know how to disconnect the jaw, bro. I never lose that.
Pressure break any bone.
And them TMJs, boy. I done studied anatomy. I studied martial arts. There's a sweet science to that shit, bro. And that shit, I lived it. I just ain't practice it. I lived that shit, bro. That's a part of life to me, bro.
I studied crazy.
That's what my sister said.
I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga. Sometimes I make the wrong decision. I ain't gonna lie to you. And there's times I'm glad I get to self-reflect. I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? I made some ones that's crucial. Like that would change the game, But most times, I try to stay on point because I know that I'm gonna analyze it later on. So it's like I don't want to kick myself in the ass. You feel me? Like my mind be computing a lot of shit at once, bro. Like, and it's crazy. The brain is so crazy. The mind is crazy because the brain is just, it's a bunch of mush. The mind is what's crazy. The consciousness. That shit is crazy.
Now, what you think about I should play it, but I don't really want to. I don't want nobody feel no type of way.
That's
but
why
I just don't.
Words.
You said who?
No, I said that's why I was cautious with the words I was choosing. I didn't want to say no names or labels or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You know, Gary in my head, bro. Like, I can't help how people feel though. At the end of the day, I mean, when people do shit, to me, it's shit done. Like anything we produce for public consumption is open to criticism. Even myself, bro.
Right.
Like people criticize what I say, I don't be feeling no type of way, bro. I be like, shit, that's how they feel. The shit, what the fuck I'm supposed to do about that? Shit, I ain't trying to change that. But it's like, I just don't feel like people, they be wanting participation trophies. Like that entitlement shit, bro. I don't fuck with that. I had to work for everything that I got, bro. And everything that I get, I'm willing to work hard for. Like even the respect of my wife, bro. I work for that shit. The admiration and love, I put in work, bro. I do the right thing to get the right results. And when people just wake up and think they're entitled to something, that shit annoys me, bro.
Yeah.
So in real life, I don't put myself around people like that.
So let me ask you something, right? And I'm just talking as a bro, keeping it buck. Why you let that dude on your panel then? You should value that space so much more and not even have a nigga who might jump the gun on you. Or you don't really know the whole spectrum of how far his capabilities mentally are. Why would you even let him get that close to be on your square with your loved ones or your peers? You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking you as a bro, my nigga. Like, you know, at the end of the day.
Oh, no.
Because you opening the doors, right? That's what they say. You open the doors, they'll come. So I know you doing this for, for your, like your mind, learning, you building. Like I'm saying, this is a business for you. This is not just some YouTube shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To have fucking kind of energies around you like that, I'd be wondering like why Word would do that. I'll have them up to wait till they crash. Why let them get that far into it? Like them niggas get the boot, they get the emergency eject seat on the fighter jet. You heard? Right when shit gets shaky, they out of here. No turbulence. And that's just me telling you, my bro. I don't tell you how to run no show or nothing. You know that. But I got love for you, bro. I'm keeping it real. If you say that, why have that dude on the panel or any other of them dudes? Sometimes, respectfully to the ones that don't be bugging, but the ones that be bugging, like. You could tell where they, where their heart is really at. You feel me? Because what they say really comes from the heart. It starts from the heart.
And I say like this is the opportunity, because I am trying to set things back. So like it's giving people opportunity, and I'm still learning. Like, so like even like a lot of that went like. That day, I think it was the perfect cutoff time because I had people up here wilding out when they first get up here, and then eventually they mellow out. You know what I'm saying? I think people deserve that opportunity because we all have the potential to influence. Like I know I have the potential to influence. A lot of times, you'll get people who come over here, and they start off a little, testy, but like I said, they mellow out and they adjust to the decorum. And then you got some people who, just keep wilding out. So just the progression and learning when enough is enough, that's what my progression, what I'm learning is. But I don't want to omit that opportunity for people to change because people gave me that opportunity to change, and sometimes people just need to be around the right people, bro. And giving people opportunity, I feel like it's necessary. And I can do it like in real life, like I said, in real life, I can't afford that risk because the implications can be instant.
Yeah, you would
on here.
In real life, you would have in real life you would have stayed till he's blue.
Yeah, I probably would have popped him in his mouth.
Trust me. No, not probably. You would have. I wanted the nigga. I wanted to do anything I could to get him. I'm like, this nigga's crazy. He talking to someone. Even as a pedestrian walking by or civilian, if I heard somebody talking to somebody like that, I kind of feel like I have to, like, yo, chill out. Like you going a little, you wilding right now. You out of order. You know what I mean? Like you doing the most. But you ever heard the saying, pearls to swine?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean when I say watch what you're saying to these people, because they don't really give a fuck about what the bottom line is at the end of the day. They so stuck in their ways that all they want to do is spread misery. And any way they could, they'll follow you for 6 months just to make you miserable. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what, like, that was the same with that dude Ghost. That was I played hardball, bro. You only get 2 strikes with me. Third time, then I'm gonna ass. So I'm straight.
I mean, feel how you handled it different. You know, you handled it like a gentleman. I'm not gonna hold you like a class. You know, you didn't do it like on some crash out shit. You know, you kind of was respect. You know, you still had your composure, so I give it to you. Like me, I would have been crazy. Like I would have been talking crazy, and even after that, you kind of was calm. You know, you wasn't. You know what I mean? You hit your little pen or whatever you did, you kind of got right. You know. But I know you was talking. You probably got like 2 pulls left on that thing.
Shit, I was on the porch, bro. I done put my setup in the living room, so I stepped right out the front door now. Like, shit.
Bro, I know you good when there's deers outside your house. You know you good.
Yeah, when they be chilling, bro. They be chilling. I like the wildlife.
When there's deers outside your house, you don't got to worry about drive-bys.
Right. You don't worry about no motherfucker trying to get away and run into a deer and shit. Yo.
Hey, I mean, I'm just so trust me, you don't want to get caught up.
Yeah, man. Like this, I'm learning. Like with this internet, you know, every day is a process of learning. So I'm still learning, you know, how to properly, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not even to the people on the internet. I'm talking about like the way I present myself on here. My real life people be watching me, bro. My little cousin, my nephews be watching me now. You know, my sister be making them watch this. So, you know, I got to be an example, bro. And conflict resolution is what I'm trying to teach, you know, the young men in my family. Look, bro, you know, don't be like Uncle D. I got lucky, bro. I ain't got no record, you know. It only take 1 second to throw away everything you worked hard for. 1 second, bro. That's all it takes. So I'm trying to teach the young men, you know, about conflict resolution. So I can't be on the internet crashing out.
Yeah, that's true. That somebody could use that against you later on. You're right. It goes with a night of pleasure, a lifetime of pain. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's about being an example.
Right. You try to be you're trying to lead by example.
Yeah, I mean that's what true leaders do, bro. In life, like in my real life, bro. That's what I am in my family. I'm a leader. You know, even some of the elders look up to me. Like look at damn, what Dorian doing? Or how would Dorian handle it? You know, I have older people in my family call me like, you know, running things past me, like, what you think I should do? You know, OG. And that shit humbling, bro.
You got a lot of energy anchors though, you know. It's tough. That's a good thing too, you know, because you know, but a lot of people feed off of you, like, you know, with your energy, yo. You that's how you know you're strong, because you're still who you are. But to say that, you know, it makes me know that, because I'm like that too. I mean, I got a lot of people I do a lot for a lot. You know, my mom's out here with me. I brought my whole family out to where I'm at. I had to take them out of New York, you know. So slowly I brought them all out here, you know, and they all got situated, they got their place and all that, the whole thing. And now that they're closer to me, is a lot more, you know what I mean? A lot more, I don't want to say like, not burden, but, you know, a lot more concern now, you know? Now I got more, because when they was down there 4 hours away, it's only so much I could do, you know? But now that I got them all here 15 minutes away, it's like, I'm worried about everything, you know, in all angles.
But shit, bro, I'm built for that. I'm built to carry a couple crosses. That's how the creator made me, bro.
You know what I mean? I'm a realist, right? And I only say that because sometimes I can't stop my thoughts. And in my mind, if I don't have enough money at my age to bury my mom, I'm doing something wrong. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole buck. That's a jewel right there, for real. If you don't have enough money at this age, at say 35, 40, to God forbid, have an emergency funeral for one of your parents or something, if they're still alive, God bless them. Or any, you know what I mean? You're not doing the right thing, man. You're in a bad space because as you get older, that's what comes around more. You know, loved ones going, and it's tough. It's the hardest thing in the world. You know, it's something that we don't like to talk about. It's called like, you know, it's like taboo. You know, it's there, but we don't kind of like look at it, mention it too much. But you know what I mean? When you go through that situation, it's really life changing, and everything you thought that meant something to you yesterday, it don't mean nothing no more the next day. You know what I mean? That shit is all different. Your whole life changes. Commander, salute. Your word. If you was about to leave or anything, let me know. Nigga, I won't hold you up.
Oh no, I'm chilling, bro. Commander, what up, 9? The lady at a 9 is in the building. It's the general.
I'd say Commander had a big butt and a smile one day. I don't know if she got offended. I think she's like a sneaky. You know what I mean, one of those. We was in iTalk channel. We was talking. So she's 5'2", big butt and a smile. You know that's the most dangerous thing in the world.
The ladies that I talk, bro, I be trying to get over there, right? I be trying to. I got on Bro Panel one time before. I wasn't up there long though. Everybody was talking. I didn't even get a chance to say anything. I was up there probably about 10 minutes. Then I had to jump down. I forgot what they was talking about. Well, you know me, I be laid back, bro.
I never see you on the panel. I'd have been gassed. They're like, "Oh, my son, the word on the panel." I'll be over there. That's what
bro, I be so laid back though. Like I be getting on people's panel, and if I don't get that space to talk, I just be quiet, bro. It's like, you know, I don't be jockeying for position. Like, yeah, I just be listening, man.
That leads me to this question I have for you. I was gonna ask you earlier, but it kind of slipped. Do you feel it's wrong to test your friends, to do like loyalty tests and stuff like that? Do you find this is it wrong? But wait, let me explain real quick why I say do that. Nothing wrong in the sense like it's wrong, but it's gonna, you know, when they say you look for something, you might find it. You know what I'm saying? Do you think everyone should like take a chance and just retest everybody that they got in their life just to see if they really meant to be that close or where they really should be, repositioned?
I feel like they'll do it itself. Like they'll test, you know. I just wait for those opportunities. Because this the thing, like, bro, I've been tested in the past by people, and I look like, I mean, it made me feel like my work, like what I do ain't good enough. Like you going, and then that shit made me look at that person funny. Like, hold on, bro. So if you willing to test me, what does that say about how you feel about me?
Right.
Yeah. So I never. But when life presents the opportunity, I definitely pay attention, bro. I definitely, like, there's a lot of people. I was just telling because one of my close cousins is that, and he was like my brother. And when he one of the only people, when I started going through all this, when I lost my sight, he one of the only people who came through and made sure I was straight, you know. And then it just made me look at everybody like, okay, you know, some people I've been with 10 years, you know, they called me. I remember my one homeboy, bro. He called me. It was some people. He had about 15 people in front of his house, bro. When I pulled up, I'm in a suit. I was doing real estate at the time. I pulled up in a suit, bro. These motherfuckers laughing at me, and I'm looking like, oh, y'all got me fucked up. Man, I popped the trunk, the motherfuckers scattered. Like, bro, you got me, you over like this. I grew up with this, like his mother is like my aunt, bro. His mother was like a second mother to me, right? So I'm willing to crash out, but damn, I fucked up now. Nobody called, not even the mom, bro. Like, and I was willing to crash out for y'all many times. It's like I was always there for y'all. Now the month, I've never needed anyone in my life, bro. I'm just being honest with you. I've never needed nothing from nobody. I always made it happen. And now that I'm in this position, it's like, damn, none of that get reciprocated, but I don't even feel no type of way about it now. When it first happened, I did, but then it was like, no, this is what I needed to see, you know. So I just take it for what it is.
It goes back to what I was with the whole thing I was saying about Final Destination. You know, it's like you said opportunity, right? And you know, it says just, you know, you blow, you know, the earth, you know, it's opportunity is not something that's always there, you know, like you really gotta really be search for it, right? You gotta really want it or internally desire it, right? Or whatever, you know, whatever it might be, whatever they say it is, you know, but you gotta see it, you know what I mean? Because if not, it will go right by your face, you know, it'll blow right by you. Opportunity doesn't just, it's not, you know.
But you know, even that, bro, you know, that gave me the time to think. Like, and all the signs was there. I just chose not to look at it. Like, even that, bro. Like, you calling me because you got into some bullshit, and now I'm the one to get you out, but you putting me in danger. I never did that to nobody. I've never called nobody and said, hey, I need you to ride out with me. I never did that, bro. Anything I had to handle, I handled it. But I always thought, like, man, I ain't about to get nobody fucked up. I might not come out of this shit. Or if I do, I might lose my freedom. I don't want nobody, I love these people. Why would I want them fucked up because I put myself in this position? But then I started thinking, like, hold on, bro. How many people put me in that position? They don't really love me, bro. So all the signs was there. I just chose not to look at them.
That's so deep because I'm like, did they put you in there or did you allow yourself to be in there, right?
I allow myself.
If you but then you can't blame them, you know. If you knew better, you'll do better. You know what I mean?
And that's why I don't. That's why.
Right. But you probably still had in your mind, and you probably still had a slight thought in your mind where it's like, I shouldn't even go. You know what I mean? Like an intuition or something, like a gut instinct. Like, you know what I mean? At that time, you know, if you conscious,
yeah, somebody called me and said it's going down. I think about it. I'm thinking like I'm helping my people. That's how I always looked at it.
Right. No, it is. They ready to jump the gun. That's crazy. I'm know people like that too. They ready to just fly out the window. They don't give a fuck what it is.
I'm the surgical one. I'm the one who do shit and
like you plan it out. You make sure there. You gonna plan it out. I know what you mean. You about to get crazy. I know. I already know.
Everybody call me. I'm the surgical. I'm the one to make shit go away. That's who I was. I ain't that no more. Bro. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm the word. Bro. That's who I am now.
You know, if we was all wrestlers, I'd be. Yo, I said word. Hey, yo, word. You hear me? I said if we was wrestlers, I'd be mad because I like that name. I'm not gonna lie to you, like. That's a dope name. The word is just good, like solid. You know what I mean? Like now, if a nigga take your name, you got to be like the word 2.67673. You know what I mean? Like you got to have some numbers behind this shit. You got your shit legit. Like you good. But that's just your name for the right. Coach D is really the brand, though, right?
Hey, the word, that's a brand too.
Okay.
The word, that's definitely a brand.
Why you don't got merch? You got merch coming out? What's up with that? You should be on some.
Bro, I'm just wait. I don't feel like I got the communities to produce the merch right now. I'm trying to grow it a little more. But I got like 16 different prototypes right now for different things: shirts, hats, coffee mugs. I already got it all sketched up. I'm just waiting.
That hoodie you got on?
I'm prepared for it.
You heard that hoodie? Replicated, put your own joint on that joint with the same. I like that hoodie that hangs over like that. You know, I don't like the little tight hoodies them kids be wearing now. What kind of hoodie is that right
there? I got well shit. My cousin actually making my hoodies now. But I got one hoodie. He making two of them for me. One of them got the 9%, and a better you is a better us going around the 9. Then I got another hoodie on the front and say I'm not disrespectful, and on the back it say you just don't deserve my respect.
Yeah, I would get some white.
Shit.
You know how you got those TikTok creators that are doing shoelaces and sneakers? I'll get some white Air Force. I pay them niggas. I'll go get some white Air Force Ones. And I'll customize them bitches and put the 9% sign, screw the holes out, put the new laces in, doubles, whatever they do, whatever, with the 9% in 3 different colors with the shade behind it. And I'm marketing them shit for $320. You're right on Facebook, friend. I'm telling you, man, that like you got to get them with, you know, shit like Nike. We got to start taking from that shit, bro. We've been giving so much. Fuck a price strike and a fucking, you know what I mean? You get a cease and desist, that's something else. But you play it smart. There's so many ways now with AI and everything to innovate. You know what I mean? To make it, you know, a little more. If you could take somebody's sample from music and transpose it and bring it down 3 levels, 2 semitones, and fucking, you know what I mean, stretch it or you know, and then it clears. what the fuck we ain't doing that shit with all these brands that we keep buying? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying go make a fake Gucci because you know the hood's gonna make fun of you for that shit. I'm talking about
I wouldn't care.
make that shit. I mean, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? There's people that you come with some Air Jordans, niggas gonna make fun of you, my nigga. You know what I mean? Like,
I be, bro.
I'm saying, but it's a new level now. How much are niggas paying for sneakers right now? I see niggas selling old Jordans for like $400 just used.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we've seen where we're coming into this niche of a game now where, you know, and we're niggas, you know, we're the type of people that were in that era, you know what I mean? We know every Jordan probably from when he started them, you know what I'm saying? We was around at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like we should be innovating with and going with the times, like, you know, and this is just another example. That whole Black Lives Matter thing, nigga, I would have been selling mad white Air Force Ones with the black BLM sign in the back. You heard? Just like they did with the Puerto Rican flag on Puerto Rican Parade Day. You know what I'm saying? They do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? We not doing that shit, man. Like, fuck out of here, man. And these people are so good now. Like, watch those shows on, I mean, them videos on TikTok and all that, and you see people all customizing sneakers and all that. They're creative now with the dips. You know what I mean? The way they dip in the water and they pulling them up with all those coats. Like, come on, bro. We should be getting so much crazy. They doing that and they only making probably, you know, 1% to what that fucking corporation's been making. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be sleeping outside for the new Jordans. You heard? 2 days and niggas be out there with beach chairs. It's crazy.
I will get paid off of it, huh? Okay.
I mean, even that, fuck it. We should start, you know what I mean? We should start finding a way. We got so much art and talent in us, you know what I mean? If we incorporate AI with the mindset, because remember, and this is my opinion, white people would be bland sometimes, you know. They do great things, they great inventions and stuff, but they be bland, you know. It's someone that comes along with a little bit of soul in them, or you know what I mean? Whatever it is, you know, they just a little more, you know, in tuned, I guess, if you want to say. They're not just programmed, you feel me? They got their own little vibe to it, you know.
Yeah, that flavor.
They got that salsa, you know what I mean?
That sauce.
Yeah, nigga, that sauce. They changed the game. The game, man. We should be in the game.
That.
Like we shouldn't.
Bro, that's what I've been trying to do this whole time with this 9%, bro. I mean, like when I say solution seekers, bro, there's so many damn solutions, and everybody got their own sauce, bro. That's why I was talking about that content pimping. That's why I like when people come up here and I let people sit, because I mean, yeah, this is my platform or whatever, but this bitch open to anyone who got that flavor, who got that sauce, who got that ingenuity, bro. And you'll never know where it'll come from. So that's why I leave it open for people. People just don't take advantage of that shit. Most people are like sheep, bro. I don't need this. I don't like sheep, bro. I like the leaders, bro. I like the innovators. I like the revolutionaries. The people who ain't afraid to think outside the box, to try the new shit, bro. That's the only way we go. You got to be, every problem is solved by creativity, bro. You can't look at shit that been solved throughout history and a motherfucker ain't get creative to fix the shit. Motherfuckers got tired of walking. What they do? They created the wheel. Motherfuckers get cold as hell. What they do? They found fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always something creative to fix the problem.
All fact. You know, it's a good example. I always say, we've been through a million times. Like, look at, everybody can make a burger, right? It's the seasoning, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's the seasoning.
Yeah.
It don't matter about another. There's no other burger that will compare to it, because it's just, that's what it just hits so perfect. You know what I mean? Like it was, you know what I mean? The alchemy of that whole, you know what I mean? That whole structure, it put together so well placed with the right amount of cheese, like, you know, like the garlic, whatever they put on it. You know what I mean? Always about the sauce of the seasoning. No, with everything. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody, we can go to Burger King, McDonald's, and Wendy's. You know, they all selling burgers. You know what I mean? There's people that tell you, nah, I can't fuck with McDonald's. Wendy's is a shit. You know what I mean? Well, I don't fuck with it. I think Burger King is better. You know what I mean? Like, but it's that sauce, man. That seasoning, just that's how you get your, you know, because it's gonna resonate. You know, it's gonna resonate to who you want it to resonate to. Like, you know what I mean? Real recognize real too. You know, but at the end of the day, like you said, there's manipulation too. So these people been through it, where they study the mind, and then they know how we are, and I mean in the consumer mind, you know, because they fucked us up with that part, with the ads and the commercials.
Yeah.
And straight. There's an episode on Black Mirror. Did you get to see it? Did you see the new Black Mirror on Netflix?
No, I ain't been watching it, bro. I gotta get
guy, please, man. I don't, especially you, because you get so much off of that shit. That shit is fucking like, You probably just have to stop it for a little bit because it's they whoever writes them shits, that mind is they're getting an upload from from like the argons or something, like the logos, like them shits is coming from like celestial hubs, and they're getting uploads that are beyond us because they're defining us, they're showing us our future, they're cracking codes, they're saying like, and it's crazy, all in a little TV show. You would think that, you know what I mean? You wouldn't think like something like that could just make your mind go so far out. People don't like to go off the edge, People don't like to go like if you go into if you want to study something or like go down a rabbit hole, let's say for instance, you gotta be ready to go crazy, yo. You know what I mean? Like when I went down the 9/11 rabbit hole, my nigga, I lost my mind just because I was there. You feel me? Just because I was there, I saw that shit, son. And then I see all these, and from the years, even till now, to this day, yo, probably like 2 weeks ago, I still was watching these documentaries and the other information about it still, because it just blows my mind. You know what I mean? It blows my mind. Like shit crazy when you learn the truth about things. Sometimes you don't want to know the truth. You know what I mean? You can't handle the truth.
I was telling Rachel one day, man, if you ever figured things, if you haven't really learned the truth, man, you go fucking crazy.
That's a
I be trying to tell my wife shit, like I be trying to show her how propaganda works, man. Like I hear something, I'd be like, man. I know, like you can tell when they start tapping into, like I know, like, bro. So when you learn how things operate, how things function, just the human, like when you start learning how the subconscious is structured, bro, that shit will fuck you up. And when you watch out, I'd be like, damn, you don't think like people like you. Before I knew things, I used to think like, why would people do this to people? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would? Because you got morals and values, bro. Like, why would you manipulate people? Why would you put people in bad situations? Why would you, like, when people talk about population control, bro? People don't, bro. That shit deep to the motherfucker. And without divulging too much information, bro, I was in a position in life, bro. I've been in positions where I seen things. It was a part of things that even if I told you, bro, you probably wouldn't. That shit is like it'd be hard to consume, even if I told you. So when I see shit now, and I see people wilding out, or I'll be like, man, y'all really just don't know, bro. And it used to drive me crazy to the point like when you tell somebody something, bro, and then you are the crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like you get to a point where you be like, fuck it, bro. Like they just don't have to. It's just the truth, bro. People is what people accept. That's why I came to that conclusion. Like no matter if you put the truth in front of people, bro, if they don't want it, they ain't gonna take it.
You know why it's strange? You know why everything is so strange, in my opinion? Because everything is so compartmentalized. Everything, life is from the micro to the macro, right? There's so much different, even from the germs on your body that are still living, and they need a source to leave up. You know what I mean? To grow and to live their life as whatever long it is, whatever time it takes. Like everything is so many different levels. Like there's so much, and like you say with your famous line, for every level there's a new devil. So sometimes when we go up a level, we gotta really sit back and like humble it. Like you gotta take it like when you caught something, you're like, oh, I got some here. You gotta be humble with who you share with, right? Because there's those ones that been on that level already, but they're like the 10%. You know what I mean? Of the 5%. They're the 10%. They're the ones that know. You know what I mean? They're the poor righteous teachers that mislead, and manipulate, like in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? They know how to fucking, they're all out for their own self, But it's crazy.
But then
they hear your lingo, right? They hear your jargon. You come in and you start talking, and what they'll do is this is just hypothetical. They'll play along with it, right? Oh yeah, they'll get close to you. They start feeding you shit, right? And now you go in there, and they'll take you, and they'll have you chasing a whole, you know what I mean? They'll have you chasing like a rabbit, like you running down, because these people, they know what they're doing. Bro. They know what they're doing. I believe like when you get to a level and you start talking about whatever, like say just back in the days in 2000, if you started talking about the Illuminati, like there was a certain amount of people that, not right now, that's cliche. Right now you say you look foolish. But when you were saying that at 2000, niggas wasn't even saying that word. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that right there, like, you know what I mean? It was a whole nother that was like a level for me when I got enlightened to that part, right? And then I learned about Freemasons, and then I went back, and then I started learning about them. I went, pagans and Moors, and it went down a whole line because it's still so confusing, you know what I mean? But
Bro, I take you back further than that, bro. Like I tell you this, when I used to do that debating shit, bro, I was debating this Freemason, and I was tearing his ass up, bro. And it was I didn't know what the fuck Scottish Rites was, bro. I didn't know that was you know what I'm saying? I didn't know who the Scottish Rite, and this dude was like, "Oh, I'm Scottish Rite," and he started spitting stuff, and I'm like, "Nah, bro, that ain't how it is." And I started detangling what he said. He looked at me, bro. Man, that dude took me under his wing, bro. They was trying to bring me into the Mason at a 31.
yeah, see,
They was trying to bring me into this. And I mean, even from that, like when I be talking to Freemasons, I be like, y'all really don't know. Y'all don't know Freemason knows shit until they hit that 29th level. All that shit they know is bullshit until they hit that 29th level. I ain't even a part of that shit, and I know that.
that right there
I
shows
ain't
you.
even a part of that shit, bro. But these motherfuckers took a liking into me. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't fuck with none of that shit because it was some weird shit that started happening around me. Once I said no, then it was I don't even. Nah, I'm straight, bro. Like it's like when people talk about selling souls, bro. You don't really know what that shit mean, bro. That shit real than motherfucking, and people don't really know what it means. They think it's some supernatural shit, but you really do. Like people really do sell their soul, bro. They just don't know how they sell. They do it every day.
Yeah, and you sell your soul for crumbs. You don't even realize you sell your soul for some gum sometimes. Nigga be doing it for the smallest thing, a cup of water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Going against the grain, you're going against your moral compass, your principles. It's kind of like selling your soul, you know what I mean? When you selling yourself for cheap, you know what I mean?
You,
You're giving a piece of yourself away that you feel uncomfortable with.
you selling your soul for the detriment of yourself. You think
Yeah.
it's gonna benefit? Nah, bro. And that shit, and you willingly giving that shit up, bro.
You see,
Right.
even when you said about the Masons, even the Black Boule, you know what I mean? The Prince Hall Lodge, like even when you go down that study, you know what I mean, and you see, you know what I mean, who funded all that behind that, you know what I mean? And I can't remember. I think it's the Rosenthal Foundation. If you look up the Rosenthal Foundation, yo, give me a second. My son's crying real quick. I gotta give him 1 second.
Oh, you good? Yeah, but I don't. Look, I learned one thing when it even comes to all that secret society stuff. You don't bother them, they don't bother you. So that's why you don't hear me talking about none of that shit. I'm straight. 'Cause you like, I'm straight. It's not even worth it. But you got to participate in that shit. And if you try to, man, ain't no point in exposing stuff that people. Uh, if you expose all this shit, people won't care anyway, bro. People gonna keep on living their life, doing what they was doing. Ain't gonna be no change. Ain't gonna be no uplift. Ain't nobody care about none of that shit. I used to be all like, "Oh, I'm exposed." I ain't exposed a goddamn thing. It ain't gonna do nothing but hurt me and hurt the people around me. I'm good. I'm good. People want to see the truth. Only thing they gotta do is open their eyes. If anything, I teach people how to perceive or the tools they need to perceive. I ain't gonna say I teach people how to look at life, but I give you the tools so you can get a better view of it. That's the way I buck against the system. I enlighten people. And what they do with it is what they do with it. If they choose to look at, the things differently, then that's what they do. If they don't, then it is what it is. I did my job. Did my job. But yeah, I was commander. I was sitting back listening
No,
to
I'm
that
back.
live. Oh no, you good, bro. I was a fellow commander. I was listening to that live last night, and it's just I don't do participation trophy. I don't do it. I can't do it,
That
bro.
was last night when that dude came out spazzing.
No, that was the night before last. No, we got in a conversation about like, do women respect men? And I'm like, bro, the shit, women around me respect the shit out of me, bro. Like, so if that's a problem within the world, then I need I need more context, like, because I don't think all men deserve respect. If you ain't doing nothing respectful, what the fuck I'm gonna give you the respect for?
Yeah,
That's a
that's
participation
right.
trophy, bro. Just because you born, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what you did yesterday, what you doing today. Let's talk about that. Like, people
It's
want
crazy.
that's entitlement to me, bro.
Yeah,
That shit.
entitlement is crazy. That's a bad thing. Do you Damn, I was gonna ask you something though, man. Well, I didn't want to stay, but I'll get back to it because it was something you said that it made me think of something. You was talking about the live the other day. Oh, the participation trophy, right? I think you were saying something. Man, my fault. I cut you off. It was something I was gonna add on to that. It was real because it sparked something, but I'll get back to it anyway. But yeah, now, and who was it? It was Gary. Was you talking to Gary though? Gary was on the panel. There was a bunch of people on the panel, right?
It was me, Gary, Riders, Commander was up there.
Yeah.
Ozzy. Was there somebody else up there? I don't know if somebody else was up there.
I didn't see that. Yeah. Shout out to Ozzy though. Yeah, I didn't see it. I remember when it was Ryder and Commander, and that dude started talking like to Commander, and I'm like, you know, Commander's a sports. He's like, nah, you know, like you could tell she's a good person. Like, you know, some people you could just see it in them. You know, they genuinely care.
Yeah.
And that's what it is with us. You know, we tend to lose it because we disappoint ourselves with engaging with the people that, you know. We find out the hard part about it when we go and do the things we do. You know what I mean? If you know what I'm saying. How you go out there and you're going to study people, it comes with a toll. You know what I mean? It makes you bitter in life. You know what I mean? Even knowledge and information makes life bitter, because once you get a certain point, certain information, excuse me. You know, you can get to a point where you're like, damn, maybe this shit doesn't have no reason. This shit we just on a rock floating through space till we turn into dust. Like, who cares what happens 20 years from now? Who cares about what happened 20 years ago? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But there's, you know, when we add on to it, there's more to it now. You know, there's another layer that we put into it now. When we could build civilizations and shit. Like, no, we could, you know.
When you figure out how to apply it, how to make that information useful. Because I mean, when you first get it, bro, like sometimes that should be mind-boggling, and then you wonder, like, you look at it like, man, even if I try something, bro, it ain't gonna be complete while I'm here. So why fucking do it? But then you realize, like, heck, geez, I want the world to be better for them. You know, especially when I'm not here, bro. I can't protect them when I ain't here no more. So let me try to do something, bro, to at least make the environment around me sustainable for them. And that's what I'm doing, bro. But Ozzy, I had
it's crazy.
for go.
Somebody told me this one time, you know, they said, the day you die, I said, I know I read that too, that's crazy. Shout it out. I knew a serious emotion in that shit too. I could feel it. Like, I didn't want to even say no more. I didn't know you were arguing with him though. I thought that's your boy. Right?
To me, it wasn't an argument. It's just like people. I mean, people got perspectives, but their perspective, man, I just feel like this. Like, people think a life is objective. Like, this is how things are, but it's not, bro. Life is subjective. No matter how people want to put it, bro. What works for me ain't gonna work for you all the time, bro. That's just what it is. Like, it is hard for people to accept that. Like, so people have opinions or ways life should be. And I look at it like this. Okay, where has your beliefs gotten you in life? That's what I always ask anyone. When people start trying to push belief, tell me the results of that shit. Because I can show you the results of mine. You can go talk to my wife, bro. My wife come on here and talk. And she'll tell you, like, I don't have to praise myself. I can bring my mama on here, bro. I can bring my dad on here. I can bring real life people on here, and we can see the results of my beliefs, right? We can, you know what I'm saying? I don't be afraid of that shit. Like a lot of people ain't gonna bring their people on here. They not because they on there acting and shit. Ain't acting. This is who I am, day in and day out. I ain't trying to say I'm nothing special, but I am fucking special. But I don't have to prove that to nobody. I'm gonna just be special. You know, I'm not afraid to pat myself. Look, I put in work, bro. So I'm not about to sit here and be modest and shit. You got me fucked up. I'm a humble ass person, but I put in the fucking work, and my work got results, and those results show in my day to day life. So if you ask me about my beliefs, when I say I'm a divine being having a human experience, I tell you, motherfuckers around me that can contest to that shit. Like, no, this is how word is. This is how Dorian is, bro.
I'm
This
starting.
is how I am.
I'm gonna start using that shit. You know, when you say it, and then I noticed that thing, when you say that one thing, a lot of people get agitated real fast off of that shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I like
yeah.
that. I like that.
You know why that fuck people up? Because that's a standard people can't live up to. But that's a choice,
They're
bro.
indoctrinated or conditioned to believe that, you know what I mean, the world is just one way, you know. They get, you know, they believe that,
Mhm.
you know, TV, history books, they don't have no insight within themselves, you know, to navigate with themselves. They still following what's the next thing out to move forward, you know. Whereas us, we don't need that stuff. We get, you know, we get in and get out where we fit. You know what I mean? We doing what we do. Swayze.
Like, he was asking, wouldn't the world be a better place if women disrespected men? And I'm thinking, like, where are you at, bro? Where that shit
Yeah,
don't
what
happen?
does he mean? Like, if women, so what? His wife is like women. Oh, where, is he from Australia?
Yeah,
Then that's a whole nother. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm
yeah.
just
So
saying.
I
Like,
don't know how it is.
I'm just trying to understand it. Like over there, you know what I mean? And I mean it respectfully. You know what I mean? If you're not in the right spots in Australia, you're probably, you know, you're bushwhacking. You know what I mean? Respectfully, you're out there, and you know, you're trying to get, you know, you kind of like living still borderline off the grid, kind of say, you know, in certain places, right or wrong. I don't
You
think
right?
they're, like, you know what I mean, like civilized. No, excuse me, not civilized, but they're not living like in city buildings and 35 floors of people on top of each other type shit. You feel me? They don't got that experience.
Mhm.
They don't know how it is to be, it's just different. You know, they got kangaroos out there, bro.
Yeah, I don't think you live like that.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
think you live all that.
Okay. All right. If you don't live
But
out there,
then I just
they even their culture though, you know, maybe their culture is like that, you know.
yeah.
Like even certain Muslims, you know, people that, you know, or even just Middle Eastern, you know, and you say something, they have a whole different perspective on what's right or wrong.
Yeah, how
You be
it should
surprised. Yeah,
be.
like, damn, this shit hurt
Like
my
the
heart.
women and shit walk behind
Right. They
the
don't
men
value their women for nothing. Their women is, you know,
yeah.
disgusting to
And
me.
see that, and
I gotta
that's
respect.
what,
I gotta respect it, you know.
but see, and that's how the convert, like, to me, like, I wouldn't, like, he had a beef with writers, uh, he did a open poetry, and she, you know, he was like, oh, that was men bashing, like, and me and Stoke was on the panel, like, nah, we ain't take it like that. You know, like, we didn't take it like that, but
Right.
that's how he took it. And I'm like, you might be misunderstanding what she was saying.
Right.
And even if you didn't, bro, it's like, me personally, I respect everyone's views and opinions. I don't have to rock with it. I don't have to agree with it, but shit, that's different. That's how I look at it.
But
Like,
sometimes when they're asking you something, they're looking for your validation too, you know. So when they're saying it,
yeah,
they're kind of like going out there to see if you fight, you know what I mean? And they do, then they feel like I could string more with it. But the moment you push back on it, now they're in a jam kind of in a way, you know, to say.
yeah.
Story hit you with a super chat. He said, only just got
So
free.
Stoke in the building.
Yeah, he said, my bad, trust all is well with my nines. Where y'all at? Chat. I'll be in the background listening. What up? Yeah, that's crazy though. Yeah, but that makes
I
sense.
ain't even see that. My bad, but I'm sitting up here cleaning up, so my wife won't have to get up and pick up what the kids messed up. Let me play this for my boy real quick. Shout out to Stoic.
The key word is consistency, right? Yeah, consistency is hard work. Hard work. Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out.
Here you go, bro. In my bathrobe, doing the thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out. The key word is consistency, right?
The key word is consistency, right? But see, that's what but that's why I be having these conversations, bro. I did a whole show on, and it's what people pay attention to, bro. But I did a whole show on don't seek validation, just look for confirmation. You know, because when you seek validation and you looking in a spot where you think you're gonna get it from, and you don't get it, you're gonna be disappointed, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna be disappointed and shit. So I'm straight. You know, if people say nice things about me, then I'm grateful. But if they don't,
Yeah,
then
like
they ain't got to. You know what I'm saying? Like
compliments,
shit, I get
a warning. Sometimes when you get too many compliments, it's like a warning to me. I feel weird. Like, nah, hold on. Like, you try to be too nice to me or be too, like, saying like, damn, yo, man, yo, I feel away after a while. You know what I'm saying? So don't be
no, you can, yeah.
not respectfully, don't dick ride. Like, be yourself too. Like, you know what I mean? Do your thing. Like, don't be like, yo, and like, that should be bothered
Yeah, I be
out.
saying,
Niggas be just under a wing. You know what I mean?
I like for the most part. I ain't gonna say all the time, but most of the time, I can definitely tell when it's genuine when people compliment me, bro. I can definitely tell when it's genuine, even when it ain't, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Even when it ain't, bro. I sit back and I take it, bro. And I be wanting to see what people going places with things, bro. So I see something and other people may throw a red flag up and up. I get the flag. But I know how to position myself where, I ain't gonna be hurt.
You've been
Especially on the internet.
Been in the deep waters, yes.
Yeah, bro. I live in them deep waters, so if motherfuckers try to drown me, they gonna be disappointed. They will be fucking disappointed, bro.
You're mentally desensitized. You know what I mean? And it's just like you can turn it off and not, because like you said, you into like gory shit. You've been through some crazy things where you've said peace, and by detail you remember it vividly. So you know what I mean? Your brain is really like desensitized to a lot of like just like petty feelings, like you know what I mean? If it ain't real, it doesn't it doesn't even like you said, you could hit a genuine in somebody, you could tell when they're being as opposed to I like you. I like when you talk and they can't remember one of your programs. Like you tell them maybe they can't. One that you was talking comedic law. Yeah, that one. Like, no. Which one was it that made you feel like, you know what I mean? Don't just say it because you watched the, or you read the title.
And even when people say that, bro, I just sit back like, oh, for real, yeah. And I can tell if they really watched it because if they really that excited about something they think, they gonna talk about it, bro.
Yeah.
So people, like you say, I can tell when people just say the title and just and I can tell when people actually indulge, and I can definitely tell, bro. And I don't say nothing, bro. I let people write their own story, bro. Tell me who you are. I'm gonna be quiet and watch.
Right. It's funny you say that because when I go on channels on YouTube, I think I'm probably the only person that goes on to the little part that says more, and I want to read what they wrote. You know what I mean? For their whatever it is, their bio or whatever they put. You know what I mean? Like
in the description.
I always do that at any page or any channel. If something piques my interest or whatever, or if it's real repulsive, even I still will go to the more part because I want to know. What if I can get a reading on this person, you know what I mean? If I can feel what kind of, mind state they're in when they, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is, but I always got to read that because I want to know who this person is, what they're doing. If somebody says something good, I go to the more. I don't just jump in your chat and be listening, you know what I mean? And just be like, oh shit, because some people be like, when you go in there and you start talking, people feel offended, you know what I mean? Like you saying shit that they wanted to get to, you know what I mean? Or they didn't even get to yet and they about to, because they got their own little cult going on, you know what I mean? They got their little shit. So you go out there talking about the laws of attraction and they over there trying to grift. You know what I mean? These niggas, that shit getting feel away.
Miranda got me crying. Oh shit. But no, I see. Yeah, that it was interesting because like it's so much in that. I got so many questions now. For I got questions because I'm interested. Man. Now I want to tickle my brain. Um, but like even when we talk about like projection, you sit back and watch and just listen. Bro. People will tell you what's on the inside of them,
That's true.
and all like everything, like even this conversation we having now, this is a form of projection. We projecting what we think and how we feel about
Right.
you. I say something, and you will project how you feel about it through dialogue with, right? So it's all projection. Everything, our interaction is a projection, and people when they think about projection, they think about the negative aspect. But if you sit back and listen and watch, you'll learn so much about people because everything is projection. Ain't nothing coming out of you that ain't in you. So like when people say certain things, bro, I be sitting back like, oh, wonder. And then you see, like, oh, okay. I told Ozzy last night. I was like, bro, you sound like a male apologist, bro. Like anytime somebody says something negative about him, I think anytime somebody says something negative about a male, it's like you gotta defend it. Like, bro, all males ain't the shit, bro. Like all males ain't the shit. Some males are fucked up, bro. And if somebody point that out, bro, we can learn from that and do better and get better. But if we just justify bad behavior, why would you expect anything to get better, bro? Nah, if somebody point out some Commander, look, Commander, this is why I love Commander. If I'm tripping, Commander gonna be like, "Where are you tripping? You could have did this better. You could have did this like that." He ain't afraid to do that shit, bro.
That's true.
You need somebody like that, bro. Because sometimes she right. Sometimes, I explain to her like, well, this is why I did it. And she'd be like, oh, okay, I understand now. But sometimes I'd be like, shit, you right, I was fucking tripping. I could have did this better. I could have did that better. That's just communication, man. That's all that is.
It's actually
Like,
magic.
man,
Magic, it's like an alchemy, right? Because both, like you said, we're going off of each other. You know what I mean? Y'all putting together, it's like a song, it's a music. It's like you know what I mean? You basically, because like when we're in a conversation as just us two alone, or even like when we were talking earlier, like it's a humbling thing, right? It's not like it's all like chaotic and all crazy, right? It's not like we're not using crazy words, sharp, triggering things that we're just trying to be as. It's like it's the words too that you use, like you said. People don't understand. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but I don't know, man. That dude is different. I don't know. People have mental disorders undiagnosed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just know how to cope with it. They live with it so long and never been diagnosed. You know what I mean? They think that that's the way it is. That's because their minds they never got punched in the mouth. Facts. I'm telling you, man. There'd be a lot of niggas who if they got punched in the mouth when they was young, they wouldn't have so much like ego and all that shit, extra fool's pride.
That's what I was telling dude. He was like, "Oh, if you was in front of me, you wouldn't be simping." Like, bro, what is your definition? That's all I asked him. Okay, you called me a simp. What's your definition? Because shit, by your definition, I might be simping. He went from that to some motherfucker. Like, hold on, bro, who the fuck you talking to? Like, nah, man, now we on a whole nother level, bro. You didn't call me a simp. I'm fine with that, bro. I'm trying to get your epistemology on what a simp is, but now you straight going for the jugular. Like, no, you wouldn't be talking to me like that in real life, bro. Like, you in front of me, you would not. I get, bro. Look, this my demeanor, bro. You ain't about to say that shit. But if you know me, you know why not to say that shit. I'm not gonna bark at you. I'm not gonna yell. I'm gonna slap the dog shit out of you. And I ain't gonna say that. And I'm gonna look at you and dare you to do something. I'm not that one who I'm not bumping you. I ain't doing nothing. If you in the hands reach, I'm gonna touch you. I change lives, bro. I used to. I don't do it no more, but I changed life, bro. I changed your life, bro. That's why I don't fuck with a lot of people, bro. It's like I used to tell people, it's not safe to be my friend, bro. But if you be my friend, I'll let you close to me. And if you move funny, bro, I'm gonna react. So you can't be moving funny around me, bro. You can't. That shit dangerous, man. You can't just be moving funny around me.
I kind of do that with my best friends. I treat them like that too. Like, I ghost them because I know that, when you too much time together, if anything, too many certain things, like I try to avoid everything. So if you're real close to me in these days and times, I really like, you be like, damn, this nigga don't call me, I be like, I feel like I'm protecting you from shit, you know what I mean? Because
motherfuckers get comfortable, bro, and then they start doing weird shit.
you ever met a friend?
Like, nah, bro.
You ever met a friend? This is an example. You ever met a friend from like a long time ago? He was different when y'all growing up in the schoolyard, playground, everything was, you know what I mean? And then y'all meet 10 years later somewhere, you know what I mean? And it's just like this person's the total opposite of, you know what I mean? He's everything you hate, you know what I mean?
Bro, it's this dude I grew up with, right? And me and him was thick as thieves, bro. Thick as thieves, grew up with him. And he got in some trouble, went to jail. He came out. Now I changed. I ain't hood no more. I ain't running in the street. But he went gangster mode. So now when he see me, it's like, I'm in the suit and tie. I'm doing real estate. I ain't hustling no more. So he like, oh man, you soft, you this, you that, man. Bop. Who the fuck is you talking to, boy? You like, oh shit, yeah, bro. Nah, bro, don't do that shit. I don't give a fuck how many years you did in jail. You ain't gonna. I used to keep people off your ass, bro. And now you gonna talk to me like I ain't. Nah, bro, we ain't about to do that shit. Just cause you in the gang, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I am a gang, bro. You got me fucked up.
That's crazy. That's funny though, because them niggas that come home, they feel like, you know what I mean? They got the Willy Bobo for everybody. They're like, nah, yo, shit,
man.
It ain't extorting me, nigga. Friendly extortion.
Hey, motherfucker, you got caught, bro. What's wrong with you? Some of the motherfucker never got caught. Chill the fuck out, bro. I did something right, you did something wrong. That shit don't make you better than me. Cause you went to jail, cause you did abuse. That shit don't make you hard, bro. You was laying around men for like the last 7 years. I'm laying under something nice and soft, bro. You got me fucked up.
That was a good picture to paint. That shit make you not want to go to jail.
Yeah, man.
Nigga said you was laying around 7 years.
Yeah, you laying around men smelling feet and ass, bro. And you want to act like you? No, bro. You dumb as shit.
Church season from 300.
Yeah, shit, like people, bro. I just learned. Like I'm still learning people. I'm still learning, bro.
Remember,
it's a constant process.
Every person you learn from, they do take away from you, man. And it slowly starts to, put wear and tear on you, man. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just a mental state, probably not spiritually, but in a mental state. Because even me, like even you, I'm pretty sure you get your moments. You still get your nigga moments. I don't want to hear it. I know. I just never caught you fully in it. But we all get our moments. We get caught in the physical fully. You feel me? Even as conscious as we are, we talk that shit. Sometimes you just get in your little, you know what I mean? You want to be a human too type shit. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm a divine being having a human experience. Right. I'm experience every aspect of the human, bro. That's why that shit deep. Deeper than what I'm telling you, deeper than what people perceive it as, bro. Nah, I'm not saying I'm having a human experience, but I'm gonna experience everything that humanity has to offer, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm gonna experience that shit, bro. So yeah, I be having my days. That's why, like, when I have them days, bro, I stay the fuck away from people who trigger me. Like almost, like I lost my cousin, bro. That shit, like this my third, like, bro. All my OG, like. All my older cousins who I looked up as brothers, they gone. That was the last one, bro. That was the last one. So that shit hit different. So I'm sitting here, and then motherfuckers want to come up and play. Like, I ain't no fuck. Do it say Fisher Price on my motherfucking forehead? Don't play with me. I'm not playing with you, bro. So don't fucking play with me. Like, why? Like, that shit. Like, we men, bro. I grew up around OGs, like men. And you can't just say shit to a man, bro, without consequences and repercussions. And these people on the internet do that shit, bro. And I'm looking like, I know y'all ain't grow up. Y'all grew up. I don't know how the fuck y'all grew up. But I know y'all ain't grow up around them men. If you don't learn, you respect the man until the man give you a reason not to respect him.
Hey, word, do you still believe in chivalry?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you still practice it? Like, are you still like you pull your chair
hell
face
yeah,
out and all that, open the door in the car
yeah.
first times?
My
That's the
wife don't
problem.
touch the door, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Even if you did it sometimes, I'm not saying all the time. Even if you did anything that, you know what I mean? What that would symbolize that, you know what I mean? By putting down your brain, your jacket over a puddle, like that old school back in the day shit for a lady to walk.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like those are the things that we're lacking of in society now, where men are feeling like they're bad, they're in competition with the woman now. Well, the
With the
new
women, right, bro?
in
Like
competition.
bro,
Like,
look,
they're not even they're not even in that compassionate state of trying to be, peacocking, and putting out pheromones. No, these niggas are really trying to like mean mug bitches, if that makes sense. Like how you
yeah, man.
like niggas, like how
Like ain't
niggas
no, I ain't,
and you see a nigga you don't know, y'all both get that good 2 second stare. Everybody knows what that stare is. Every man knows what those 2 seconds that we make eye contact before, when we walk by each other, what it's about. We already sensing each other, everything, we trying to get a read. Period. You know what I mean? Who's dominant? Who's more? You know what I mean? Whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? But that eye contact is everything. But these niggas be looking at women like in a whole nother light. Like I look at a woman like, as something I would, I want to charm. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. I want to, I want her to smile. Like I don't want to be like trying to make just be like, you know what I mean, a dick to her and like, bitch, go get the fucking food. Go pay. It's your fucking turn. You know what I mean? Shit like that's crazy.
yeah,
That's nasty, bro. That's
like,
nasty. We're like, what the
like,
fuck? Go, you know what I mean? Like, them
like,
toxic
bro.
relationships, boy. Toxic
I
relationships.
am not about to sit here and ask no woman for no respect. I'm not doing it. If a woman can't respect me, she don't need to be the fuck around me. That's just how it works.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Fact.
so like when men be like, "Oh, women need to respect," I'm like, "Why the fuck you even around women who can't respect you, bro? Are you even worthy of respect?" I mean, that shit started telling me a lot. Like, hold on, bro.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
what you saying? You're around a bunch of women that don't respect. Are you worthy of the respect? I start questioning the person.
You know
Like
what?
because the women I'm around, and if they don't, then get the fuck away from me. Yeah, I know. Look, I don't like we as men, right? We supposed to be the leaders, right? So me being a leader, I'm not trying to lead nobody who can't lead. So if I get around a woman and she's incapable of following direction, she's not worthy to be around me. I'm good. I'm good. If my wife didn't my job is to protect and provide for my wife. If my wife don't put herself or allow me to put her in a position where I can do those things, she don't need to be around me. Now you're a liability to me.
Right.
And that's just straight how I am. Same thing for the dudes, bro. Like if a dude can't be respectful to me and to himself, he don't need to be around me. Them ain't the type of people I'm around. So I'm not about to try to convince no dude to be respectful. If you can't do it, get the fuck out of here. That's just how I am, bro. I ain't sitting here begging nobody for a goddamn thing. I'm gonna take mine.
That's really gangster. I like that shit. Hey,
I'm gonna ask you for something so that's mine. You got me fucked up.
Yo,
Bro.
that shit should have
Taking
been like
everything,
that
bro.
was a society clip. That was like a movie clip. That was gangster. Nigga. I ain't begging nobody for shit. I'm taking mine. Oh, I'm using
I'm
that shit.
taking mine, bro. Oh, respect me. Be respect. Nah, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Make room for the people who can, who about that life, bro.
You gotta know
We over here trying.
everything ain't for everybody, period. Everything ain't for everybody.
Right.
Like you don't always sit at the cool table in school. You know what I mean? Like you gotta make your way, you make your own cool table. You know what I mean? Some people don't belong in certain circles, you know what I mean? Like squares don't fit in circles. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta stay in shape.
But when I first built the 9, I put a little tag on there. We ain't for everybody. We not. Everybody ain't about this shit, bro. Everybody ain't about mastering yourself, trying to develop, trying to become everybody. And I'm okay with that. I just don't want the motherfuckers around me who ain't capable of. If you're not capable of becoming a better version of yourself, you're in the wrong spot. Go find something else.
Or if you're not ready
I'd be
to
cool with 2, 3. Look, bro, I'd be cool with 2, 3 people, bro. Quality ass people over 100 people. Because those 100 people who ain't quality, they liabilities now. You're a liability to what I'm trying to do. Somebody came. Somebody. I think it was. What's his name? Like after we kicked him out and shit. Writers was share streaming. He went in Writers talking about you only got a couple people in your chat. I don't give a fuck. I got a couple of quality people in my chat. I'd rather have those quality people than motherfuckers like you. Motherfuckers be like, oh, this is content. What, us going back and forth? Bro, you just told me your life ain't shit, bro. I ain't got time for that shit. I can be asleep. I ain't about to go back and forth with a motherfucker. I can be asleep, bro. I can be doing something productive in life.
Right.
And dealing with your little lousy ass. No, I don't fuck with people like that. Fuck the content. That ain't what my content is about. I done put shit on private because motherfuckers done went crazy on it. I don't need that. I could have probably did numbers with it. I'm straight. I don't want those type of numbers. I'd rather have my little 100 views than have thousands of views being on this bitch unscrupulous. You unscrupulous mutts. Let me shut up. I'm gonna start snapping.
No, you gotta let it out, bro. Like,
Motherfuckers just gotta do better, bro. That's all they gotta do. Put the work in. Stop being fucking lazy. Bunch of lazy ass motherfuckers want to take the easy way out. This ain't Staples. Ain't no easy buttons in life. This shit hard, bro. And if you ain't built for it, you gonna get your ass ran over. That's what life gonna do to you. If you ain't built to go through the adversity in life, shit gonna eat you alive, man.
you know what you are, Word? You're what I call a lonely lion, right? And the reason why I say that because there's a saying that goes, I'd rather be a lonely lion than a popular sheep. You know what I mean? That those are the qualities that stand out. You know what I mean? Like when someone doesn't conform or go into, you know what I mean? Because you know the algorithm is trying to like desperately get you out of it. You know what I mean? They want to shake shit up too. They want the nod. They don't want when you raise the elevation, when you're raising the frequency in places, like especially in these, because the AI is good now too, and you got people in your chat, nice to each other, and hey, saying hi, hitting the say hi button and shit like that. Emojis. They don't like. They want that shit. You know what I mean? Because what Marcus right here. Because in my opinion, we're like Netflix to some. You know what I mean? To some big people. Like we're like they make great money off of just us bickering and telling about our lives and baby mother shit. You know what I mean? And be dad shit. Like they love that shit. There's a whole like nasty little yeah, like a black market, like a snuff film type thing, like disgusting. They just love to see people like they love to see the Boom Quisha on the screen screaming like "fuck you," and they, bra all hanging out. They love it. They love it. Like with the whole World Star thing was just like it's just the exploitation of the black and brown. It's crazy. Crazy. This $1 billion, $1 billion.
It's more profitable for me to entertain these people with unscrupulous shit than it is for me to try to educate.
Be on top.
Way more profitable. Oh shit! What is that?
Yo, where I'm gonna slide down though, Brody. Yo, it's good talking to you, man. Like I said, man, great conversation.
Always a great conversation. Now this shit. I mean, this conversation right here. In a perfect world, it would do fucking numbers because this is awesome content right here.
Yeah, it was genuine though. That's
the type of shit I try to build.
I want to say real quick too. I wrote it down for a table. When you're talking about Commander, even when I asked you earlier, like why you let these people like, I didn't say it on some content shit. Like that was genuinely from my heart. Like that's like that's the way that you could rate us where somebody stands when they know how they value your you're
looking out for me, bro. That's what it is.
Right. And
you really looking out. And I know, I mean, even the way you took the time to articulate it, but I know even if you would have said it as raw as you possibly can, I know your intent is to look out for me. I seen it in the chat when you were saying it. That's why I'd be like, that's what I had to learn. Like, is to pay attention to the chat because I'll be so involved in trying to understand a person's behavior. I won't know how it's affecting people in the chat, and I won't be thinking of like the totality of what's going on. I'll just be like I'll be in study mode, like, okay, yeah. I'll be in observation mode, then I look back like, damn, bro, I done fucked up because I didn't let this person destroy everything that I was building while I'm trying to learn some shit. But so I had to learn that balance too.
The thing with this is that you got people like even when you're talking, we do even if you get off and nobody's on. And after this, we all gonna listen to it. Like we go listening. I go back and listen to replays and our lives. You know what I mean? I've done been a couple of like. So what I'm saying is like you got a group of people that always like they tune into this like a show. Like a season. This is like episodes, man. You know what I mean? People want. So when them type of things come around, it's like what I mean? You got to think like that shit was sent. It was sent to you.
Mm-hmm.
They was sent to you, the whole little everything that's giving you all this distraction and all this fuzziness is just making things like seem what they're not, you know what I mean? They send those to you, I feel, you know what I mean? Whether it's metaphysically, spiritually, mentally, or physically, you know what I mean? These people fucking, they don't even know though. That's the whole crazy part. You feel me? They just trying to disturb or destruct or fuck your whole little your little thing up. Like I said, once you turn nigga on them, they're gonna love it. That's what they want. They want you to snap into, you know what I mean? They want you to go ape shit on them like, yo, what? Start talking that talk. I'll pull up the you drop the addy, nigga. Drop the addy, nigga. Yeah. They want you to do that.
Bro, that damn went off on Wild Heart, bro. Man, the chat jumped from 3 people to motherfucking 15 quick to the motherfucker. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, where these people? I don't even know who was in the chat. It was like some new faces I'd never seen before.
This whole shit is trolls. You know how much percent of the internet is bots? It's like 56%, bro.
What is that?
How the fuck is it 56%? And I be on this shit thinking these people are real. I'm like, yo, that's a scary thought, my nigga. People coming in your chat, avatars and everything, saying hi to you, and they're not even. You know what I mean? That's
look, I bullshit you not, bro. It's somebody who I see on here. I've never heard or seen this person. They just be in chats all the time. Do you know they were in 4 chats simultaneously yesterday? You know how you go through the short feed? I mean, not the short, but the live stream feed, and you can scroll up and see different live. Bro, I'm 4 different chats at the same time, and I'm thinking like, look, I done been in 2 chats at the same time. Like I got 2 devices, but 4, and I'm thinking like, hold on, bro. Like that shit is fucking weird. And then, bam, they popped up in mine, and I'm like, hold on, bro.
The same name.
Like, is this now I'm starting to think, yeah, I'm like, is this a bot? Like, cause how you in 5? That's 5 chats right now, and then I'm on my phone as I'm doing the live. When I see it pop up, I'm on my phone while I'm doing the live, and I'm like, damn, bro. But shit, Riaz, I done seen Riaz on a panel and then in another chat. Like while he was on the panel, and I'm looking like, hold on, Riaz.
Wow.
I don't know. People could just have many devices though. So I don't know.
When you're doing it like that, if you're like in 3 or 4 different chats, bro, there's something to it where you trying to like, because me, I'm thinking all this is about IP, right? This is all about intellectual property, right? And just later on, everything that we do, even these conversations, can be put into a machine and analyzed and turned into some kind of information and data where they can program this new thing coming out to be sentient and have everything we have, the emotion that we withdrew with it, the in between the lines conversation. You feel me? Shit that you might see it for what it is, and then there's what it is, what it seems to be and what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 different things. Like you said, it's perception and perspective. You know what I'm saying? So perception will hit more. It's internal, right? Perception is what you see with the optics. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So what we say. What I say when we talking, and to me, is an internal thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like what I'm feeling like you said, when I'm conversating, I'm going off of what you put, the emotion that you withdrawn with it from without me, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever you're invoking, you feel me? But some people they just see it for what they think it should be seen as, right? Instead of what they don't interpret it the way if that makes sense. You know how the Bible, everybody reads the Bible, right? For years and every Sunday. And every time they do, they find different, you know what I mean? Different messages or stories to the same thing that they've been reading for 25 years. You feel me? But every Sunday is a new meaning to it. You feel me? Like, I guess the reality of it, they could alter the reality. The truth is always the truth. You know what I mean? That makes sense. But yo, my bro, salute, man. Nigga spaced out, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. But word, great talking to you. Salute to the chat, yo, Stoic Commander, everybody in the chat, Ryder, the whole 9, Gary, salute. Where Gary doing? Gary sleeping?
Yeah, Gary sleeps.
Old ass Gary, man, out here looking like
I'm about to get an emoji with an old man in a rocking chair sleep, like Gary sleep. I'm gonna get an emoji.
You heard?
Uh,
George Jefferson though, you can't leave him out. You got to put George Jefferson on him. I know he got one of them. I know Gary got the Sherman Hemsley. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, the Sherman Hemsley.
Yeah, he got that. He got the
There you
Carl
go,
Winslow. I mean, he got the Carl Winslow. Shout out to bro Gary. That's my guy, you know. New York shit, you know, I'm fucking with him. But yo, salute my brother.
Yeah.
Drop down. You already know, great talking, bro.
Always a pleasure, bro. Always a pleasure. I'm gonna play the video in 1 second, so I'm trying to find this timestamp that Commander said. Yeah, I think I got it. I'm gonna play that after I play this video. What the hell did I do? Said the unscrupulous remarks. The unscrupulous. Shout out to Stoic. Appreciate you, brother. Hold on.
The key word is consistency, right? Yeah, consistency is hard work. Hard work. Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out.
Here you go, bro. In my bathrobe, doing the thing. Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out. The key word is consistency, right?
I had to get the alien twerking, man. That's one of my favorite parts. What up, though, Commander?
That's my
What up,
least
man?
favorite. What up, Nine? Chat, where you at? Yeah, the alien is my least favorite. I don't know why. It looks weird.
The alien. That sounds sweet. Stop hating.
I came up since you're gonna pull up that spot.
I think I got it. It was 2:55:51. Is that the spot? 2:55:51.
Let me see. What did I say? I think so. I'm trying to find it where I put it down in the chat. I think so. You could just play it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so there's this thing here in Australia.
What up, Nine?
We
Oh,
have
that's
a
not
thing
the
called
spot.
the men's sheds,
No,
which is
that's
where
not
old
the spot.
guys, they're all over about 50, get together. They make bird houses and fucking little wooden fucking.
Exactly. No,
Oh,
I
it's
don't.
what you've got to understand is
251.
it's power.
251.
Women have power, right? And you got to understand that, right? So
I have
Amanda,
power.
this
Okay,
is where your
thank
thick
you.
skin comes in, right? It's the
Yeah,
internet.
that's good.
It didn't do nothing to you, right? But you do have a speaking point.
I'm just saying, what did I do? I wasn't.
Nothing.
What was I wearing? Nothing. Did I
we
cam
aren't
up?
talking
No.
about that. We aren't
Just my
talking about that.
voice, bro.
We
Just
aren't
my
talking about
voice
that.
did it.
I know,
And I wasn't
because your
even being
voice.
sexual. I
Yeah,
wasn't even
because
speaking sexual. I was just speaking
Commander,
like I am
listen.
right now.
Yeah, Commander, listen. Because your voice happens to be one of those things that makes men kind of go, I'm going to pay attention.
Okay, so I have to change my voice. That's why I said, well, okay, I have
No,
to
you
change my
don't.
voice.
No,
What if I
you
talk
don't.
like this?
No, you don't. No, you don't. What you got to understand
Exactly.
is.
No, I don't.
No, what you got to understand is it's power. Women have power, right? And you got to understand that, right? So there used to be a time back in my day when we go to the beach. Yeah, the girls would wear bikinis on the beach and shit like that. We go to the shop to buy fish and chips. The girls would put on a sarong because there was a context. There's a context. So
Shout out to Ryder. What up, Ryder?
Oh, is that Rachel? Is that Rachel in chat? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. This is not. I don't
So
think the spot.
there's a context. All I'm saying is, girls, If you're going to use yoga pants, that gives you a fucking
I don't know. Is that you talking
Oh
or
no,
was
it's
that you
coming.
talking? Oh,
Oh no,
okay.
that was me talking right now because I didn't think it was the spot, but I think it's coming.
Okay.
automatic wedgie and shows off your camel toe, don't blame me for looking. That's all. That's all.
Sure.
Okay, so
Sure.
if you have a voice like Commander, don't blame, right? Don't blame the guy
Sure.
for, because
Sure.
But see, this I think Commander's point too is like kind of invalidating your point, Karen, because like you saying the women, women be more modest and men won't do this, but shit, women can't even talk without men doing that. It's just unscrupulous ass motherfuckers. Not saying.
And that, I really want to stop it right there. That point I was making, I mean, I understand everything about the way women dress and all that shit. But even if a woman don't dress like that, it's still motherfuckers out here that they see your ankle and like you were saying, dudes be looking at lips and shit. It's like if that's the nature of the dude, I mean, no matter what you do, no matter how you say it, that's just who they are. That's what I was trying to point out. Like
exactly.
like, if a woman dressed in yoga pants, bro, it's like, and I had to think about, man, my wife got a nice derriere. I enjoy my wife's body, right? I really do. She wear yoga pants all the time. You know, if a motherfucker touch her, we're gonna have a problem. But if she go out in yoga pants, so fucking what? People can look, people go look. It's not about you looking, it's about what you do. Like you weird if you get to staring and shit, but if motherfucker look and say, think to themselves, nice body, that's one thing. But if they say it, then that becomes disrespectful. And I'm not excusing bad behavior. Men need self control. I see beautiful women all the time. I can admire their beauty by looking. I don't stare at them, and I don't over sexualize. I ain't gonna say over sexualize. I don't sexualize women. I don't look at a woman like, even if she got a nice body, I'd be like, okay, she got a nice body. But I ain't thinking about I do this and do that. That shit weird to me. And it's sexual immaturity. That's a real thing. I'm pushing at 2025. I've been sexually immature. I'm gonna finish playing that.
Well, even if you wear like a tunic over your pants, like a tunic is like a long blouse, right? It covers your whole butt. But if you have a derriere, your butt's still gonna pop out even if you're wearing that long blouse. You're still gonna see that body shape unless you're wearing a muumuu.
And I'm not gonna deny that it's women who go overboard, seeking attention from men wearing crazy shit. But it's some women who don't. But I mean, to me, it's all about self control. It's about self mastery. So even if someone is doing something that I don't agree with, it's up to me not to do the shit or not to partake in the shit. Just because they put drugs somewhere don't mean I have to use it. So, I mean, that's just how I look at life.
And I'm not talking about like compliments. To me, compliments are okay. Like compliments, even like people compliment my voice. Oh, you have a nice voice, or you have a sexy voice, or like it's a compliment. But I'm talking about the other stuff that goes way too far. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, saying all that other shit. That's what like I heard earlier. Frankie was like, he on iTalks page, he said he was talking, I guess in the chat or something, and he was like, "Oh, Commander 5'2", he had a big button smile." That's from a song. So when he said it ain't like he was, if he
I was
was
not offended at all. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but it's like, okay, he made a statement, but it's not like he was like, "Oh, Commander, you," like he don't even know if it's true. He got it from a song.
Right.
He was joking. What old boy was doing was like, "Oh, your voice is making me do this, or I'm getting this." Like, bro, that shit weird, bro. Like, nah,
Plus,
that's a whole
it
nother
was a
level.
topic, right? It was a topic that was being kind of, what I'm saying? We weren't even on that topic or anything near whatever this dude was saying.
Yeah, that shit.
But
That
I don't
dude.
even like. Ghost to me, he's just like whatever, you know. But whatever little respect I had for Ozzy, nah, that's out the window. Fuck him. Because what you're gonna hear is me say, even as a child dealing with unscrupulous men. Like what is a child what could a child possibly do to deserve that, right? Like, and then he goes to say, oh, I understand because you have a cute voice, right? You have a cute voice. Even if you're a child, it doesn't matter what you have, you're a child. But he goes on to say, don't exploit your voice and don't blame dumb men.
Hold on. Okay. That shit went over my head. Hold on.
And all
Yeah, it's a real thing.
But if they
It's a
go
real
do
thing.
it, they go do it. They find reasons to be disrespectful, bro. It can be her voice, it can be her fucking hair, it can be her avatar, it can be her name. When you just have immature motherfuckers like him, bro, who ain't shit, they go find an excuse, and he just used her voice last night. Fuck him. On the real shit, you might like that's cool. I like you, but that motherfucker, I done gave him a couple chances. You showed me who the fuck you are, and you a piece of shit. That's just it.
Karen, all I'm saying is, I've been dealing with unscrupulous men since I was a child. And as a child, a teenager, doesn't matter. You
can understand completely because you have a very cute voice. That's right. That's your power. It's a natural power.
Wait after the pause.
That's a natural power, and you shouldn't exploit it. And don't blame men for being fucking retards.
Hey, but what's
I don't blame all men.
Hey,
That's
but
what
what's the difference between internet and real life? Real life,
okay,
you
but
can't
stop
help
that
it,
right
right,
there. Stop.
Commander?
Pause it right there. This is where you gotta listen and read between the lines. This is
And
the
that's
point
why
that I decided, fuck you, Ozzy. Fuck you. Because I'm telling you, even as a child, I've been dealing with unscrupulous men. And what does a child even do that's wrong? And you're going to say you understand because I have a cute voice? And you're telling me not to exploit my voice and don't blame men for being retarded?
Yeah, see, this is like people got to do better, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't excuse bad behavior. That's not an excuse to me because men are retarded. No, if men are supposed to be the gold standard, if we supposed to be the leaders, if we the ones who supposed to lead by example, we supposed to be the ones who uh, are blazing the trails. So I don't think men should get excuses for being retarded. If you fucking retarded, why are we even classifying these people as men? We need to put them in their rightful place and be better examples instead of making excuses for them. Like I don't agree with that shit. I don't agree with like when he was said, well, it's like when people say, oh, it's just a man's nature to no, bro, that's animalistic shit, bro. As when you become a man, you're supposed to mature from those things. When I was a child, I thought as a child, I acted as a child. When I became a man, I thought as a man, I acted as a man. Flat and simple. So
Yeah, and I don't blame all men. We're talking about the unscrupulous men. That's what we're talking about. And when Stoic was talking, and Stoic, sorry that I was quiet and I didn't respond to you because right there, what he said, it just it stopped me.
yeah.
Because then it negates all whatever he was saying before that. It negates all of it.
And it was a part that I was listening to when he asked, do women respect men? And what did you say? Like, people should respect people. He was like, nah. That's why I'm like, bro, why you be on some male apologistic shit? Like, can't nobody say nothing negative about a man. around Ozzy because he feels some type of way when you when you down men. But I don't take like when people be saying shit about me, I be like, damn, kind of dude you be. That's how I be thinking. Like, what kind of motherfuckers y'all be around? Like, nah, all men ain't like that. Well, I'm gonna be an example. Like what me and Frankie was talking about. I'm the fucking standard. I'm gonna be an example. That's what all men should be. If we leaders, bro, we gotta lead by example. So now, when we see men do fucked up shit, we gotta correct that shit or tell the proper way of doing it. That's what we supposed to be as leaders. But how can we do that if we making excuses for bad behavior, bro? Just
Well, when
summing it up. Oh my bad. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, go ahead, finish up. It's fine.
No. You good? I was done.
Well, because when he says he wants what did he say? He wants don't men deserve respect? Like that's what he wants to see. And I asked him, what does that look like, right? And he said like basically being thankful, respectful, like acknowledging. And so then I said, yeah, I do that. Like even the guys who painted my house, I told them thank you. I go and look at their job. Like I made cucumber water for them with lime, like fresh with ice. Like I offered them food, you know. But then when I say we should be respectful to all people, is because then I thought, how do I treat women? And I do the same to women. Like I do the same to women.
Like even over here, like all the women who come through here show me mad love, show me mad respect. All the women do, and I give the same back. You know, it's a give receive type of thing. Like to me, like when I was listening back to this, I just felt it was a lot of projection going on, and I'm like, that's why I'm like, bro, where are you getting this from? Like I understand, like on the internet, you'll see women disrespect the man, but that shit ain't like that in my real life. Because if a woman can't respect me in real life, they don't need to be the fuck around me. Plain and simple. I ain't about to.
Men build the world. That's what he likes to refer to. Men build the world,
Now I don't see
right?
how y'all like. Look, let me give y'all some sauce. This is how you tear that apart, right? Okay, yeah, man, build the world. So just because a group of men built the world, we supposed to give all men recognition for that. So now we giving out participation trophy. We want to give credit to people who ain't had shit to do with shit. Okay, what did you build? That's how I be looking at the shit. What are you doing as a man? If man built the world, what part did you contribute into that? Because I don't do participation trophy. I can tell you what I built. I can show you what I built, and that's what I get respect for. And ain't nobody taking no respect for shit I did. Go build your own shit. So now all men, just because men built the world, do you don't think like? And I don't like the fact that like, look, I'm being honest. Without my wife, I would not be who I am. My wife made me great. I can acknowledge her for that. I can give my wife her flowers. She not only supported me, she motivated me. She inspired me every day. She made me push hard. That's my motivation. That's the reason I get up and be great. Men can't even do that. As men, where were they at before? Especially when they got a woman. Like he got K. Where was you at before K? Your story. You know, where was you at before K now? Let's
Well, he
talk
says he
about
wasn't
that.
shit, right? He wasn't shit. He said that himself. I
That's
don't know
what
if he
I'm
used those
saying.
exact words. I want to say he used those exact words.
But see, you got to look at that. But then you don't think women should get respect?
Hey, lots of women make men better. My husband says
Yeah.
I make him better.
And you do you know why I give my wife that credit? Because I have been around women who made me worse. So I acknowledge what the fuck she did because I know it's something special within her. So when I see those type of women, I give them their flowers and I give them their respect and I give them their just due because I'm not saying all women make men better. Because they don't. It's the women out here who fuck you up and make you worse. Just like it's some men out here who doing their thing, But there's some men out here who ain't shit. So I'm not just gonna say all men need to be respected. No, the ones who doing the respectable shit should be respected. And I'm pretty sure if they doing what they supposed to do, they getting that shit. I know I get mine.
Hey, my man fixes stuff around the house. He builds. There's times where there's something he can't do or he doesn't have time for. We hire someone. Like, I show respect to the men that come to my house to do things. And my husband has no problem with me serving them some lemonade, tipping them some money, telling them things. He has no problem with that because I do the same for him. And he actually he likes that because but you know what, there is truth that not everybody is like that though. Not everybody's like that.
Everybody ain't like that.
But you
You
want
know,
to treat
so
people like you want to be treated. Like my husband says, you know how many like places I went to where nobody gave me a thank you or offered me a glass of water, or sometimes giving someone like a financial tip is rare.
so that's why when it happens, you just be grateful. You know, that's when you show gratitude because I have experiences where people didn't appreciate my hard work, and that experience where people loved it and showed gratitude. So I know both sides. So when I get it, I appreciate it. When I don't, then I keep it moving. Shit, did what I was supposed to do, and I keep it moving. So like when people don't respect me, that just tells me I'm not gonna invest no time into those type of people who just feel entitled like I'm supposed to. Nah, I put my time and effort into the people who appreciate it.
And you know what those men did? They actually did free work for me. Like they did extra work at my house and painted
Hmm.
extra things for me because they were appreciative of the respect and the kindness that I showed to them. I don't know if they're unscrupulous men and like in their life, I don't know, but I'm just saying like I respected them and thanked them for the job they're doing as men. But I do that for women too.
Yeah,
Like
do it for
women that work for me, I do the same thing.
that's just who you are. But
That's why
see,
I said we should
it's
respect all people. Like everyone
yeah,
should have.
all people like it's weird to me when men want to put themselves over women. Like women need to be. And I be thinking like, bro, I don't know. That shit just weird to me. I don't do that shit. Like when people be like, "Are you and your wife?" Like me and my wife are partners, bro, in life. Do I have the final say on stuff? Yeah. You know, do she come? She look to me as a leader. You know what I'm saying? That's how my wife look at it. But I don't feel like I'm better than my wife. If I decide to do something, I'm gonna talk to my wife about it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna do it. Like I don't feel the need to dominate my wife. That shit weird to me. That shit my wife ain't no animal, man. I dominate my dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't dominate my wife. But we got roles and we good at what we do. I'm good at my roles, she good at. And that's how we function as a well-oiled machine. I'm sitting up here right now picking up the house. You know why? Because my kids tore it up, and if my wife wake up in the morning, she go do it. I want her to have, when she wake up to get my coffee ready, she do my breakfast. I don't want her to have to do no extra work. I want her to focus on what she do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do
Hmm.
all this little. I'm gonna pick up for the kids. I clean
It's
up
not
or
above
whatever.
you. Yeah, it's not above
Nah,
you.
if I gotta do the dishes, I do the dishes. I wash the clothes. She fold them. We good at what we do. Teamwork make the dream work. Most of the time, I do it. If she cook, I'm definitely doing the dishes. But like today, she cooked. I didn't do the dishes. She did them. I wasn't having a good day. She
My
recognized that. I've
husband
been in
rarely does the dishes. But you know what? He does his own laundry.
them. But see, that work the way y'all get y'all system that work for y'all. That's what I tell people. Just because I do something that's successful, and it don't mean that work for you. Even like in relationships, I don't be telling people like when I be relationship coaching, people be like, "Well, how do you look?" It don't matter how me and my wife function. It's how what's good for you and what's good for you. And y'all found out a way to make that good for both of y'all. It don't matter what we do. It's about what works for y'all because what works for us might not work for y'all. So even when I
Facts.
give relationship Yeah, I don't tell people, oh, run it like run your household like I run. I never do that. I think that shit is fucking irresponsible because maybe y'all don't have the resources, have the circumstances that we have. You might be in a better position where you don't need to do this, where you don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? So each situation could be evaluated and handled in the context of what the situation or circumstances are. So I mean, what works for me ain't gonna work for everybody else.
I did
So I
have an
don't.
opinion on a married couple where he was doing everything. Like literally, she worked, but her job was like a little part-time job. Like he was bringing the majority of the income. He was cooking, washing dishes, doing like everything, buying her everything. Like I felt like that was wrong. I was like, in my mind, I was thinking, what does he need her for? But then I stopped and thought, like, okay, am I wrong for thinking that? At the end of the day, the
She,
relationship didn't work. On top of all that he did for her, she then cheated on him. And then obviously they got divorced and it didn't work and he's better off without her.
see,
But there was no
it
respect
draws.
there. She would put him
Yeah.
down like in front of us. Like she straight out like would smack him on the head. Like
Oh
nah,
damn.
bro. Nah, bro. That's too much. That's too far. But you gotta like, hey, that's their relationship, right? That's what he's choosing to be
That's
in.
even
That's
in
the
dealing
marriage
with
he's
it.
yeah, that's who he chose to marry and then still be married to. Not until she cheated on him, then he tapped out. And that's sad because you gotta think, what did that relationship do to him? I hope it taught him better and like, you know, taught him to choose
Hope it,
better.
man. I hope it taught him his own value. You know, if he don't know his own value, people. If you don't know your own value in life, people will appreciate you. They will fucking depreciate you, and that's by not appreciating. I learned that. Like I've been with girls and shit. I made their life easy, and they didn't appreciate it. So I mean, that could have made me bitter. Like I'm doing all this, but nah, I was just
Yeah.
selecting the wrong women because my wife appreciates the shit out of me now. All the little things, man. All the little things I used to do, and not only the major, the big thing, but the little things that I do. She appreciates the shit out of me.
And dude wasn't even ugly either. Like, dude was like handsome, muscular. Like, he was too good for her. To me, she was probably like a 4, 5 tops. But you know what? We kind of deciphered. Like his cousin was saying, like it's because his mom. Like it's the relationship that he had with his mom and the way his mom was. And I think he kind of married his mom. Like it had an effect on him.
Like you know what people want, like what happens a lot of times, like with people, you you get conditioned and you just perceive like this is how women are. If he seen his mom doing that shit and he got with a woman and she started doing it, he'd think like, oh, this is just how it is because he didn't experience his mom for so long doing it. And that's why, like when I was younger, I always say once I seen my sisters looking at me, like watching me interact with females, I had to set a better example. So that, and that's what I did because I realized like they gonna think this is normal. So when men do this or cheat on them, they just go sit there and take the shit because that's what they think this, life has to offer. So I mean, a lot of times that's what happens when people find people like their mom. Wait, I found my wife is very similar to my mom, very fucking similar. The only difference is like my mom is more of a homebody and my wife like going out. But with the way they handle the house, oh, they very similar. But that's a good thing for me,
Yeah. Well, and
you
this
know.
guy was just way too nice. And like Mentexo, like you were saying, man, you're way too nice. Like you're really
I'm
nice. Sometimes we
way
can't
too
be that
fucking nice.
nice.
No, not to when people don't deserve it. You can't
Not
be
to where
that
people
nice
are
with
walking
just
all over you and taking advantage
yeah.
of you, breaking your heart, taking advantage of your good nature. But yeah, back to Karen. Negative. You're on negative 100 in my book. This is my opinion. No one else's. I see you, bro. I had already questioned it because there was other occasions, but now you've confirmed it.
That's why I was one. I was saying how he responded when I said you a male apologist. He wasn't even trying to talk. If you listen to that, he wasn't trying to talk to me. He was trying to talk to you and Rachel. He didn't want to address none of the shit I said. He wanted to talk to y'all.
Oh no, he's not gonna address you. That's just like when he said that I turned my husband gay, and my husband's gay because I mean my husband's is similar, you know, to you and your wife's relationship, and that's why I called them out on that. So are you saying Word is gay? No, I'm not talking about Word here. Okay. I bet you wouldn't say that to my husband if he was on panel.
And he called me a stoic pussy yesterday because we've been soft on the women. Like, what we supposed to be hard on the women? Like,
No, you did the right thing. That's not simping. What you did with Ghost to cut him off, that you did the right thing. I was just
my wife
trying to ignore him and talk over him. Well, he was interrupting basically. I was talking and he was interrupting.
If my wife would have seen that exchange and I didn't say something, he would have cussed me out. That's how my wife is. Like, but she know how I am. You know, I don't play that shit. I do not play that shit.
See, did I complain? Was I whining?
Nah.
Was I
You
offended?
ain't say nothing. You ain't say word protect me. You ain't say no shit like that. You ain't even say
Nothing.
nothing. I did that on
Did
my
I
own
cry?
time.
No, I didn't. So he can't even turn around and say, "Oh, women in spaces and men's spaces." Nah.
And that I don't like. No. I think I don't know. I don't know about that. I'd be more interested in trying to understand that because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like being around dudes. If we like, I don't see the purpose for me being around a bunch of men. I just don't see the benefit of it. If we ain't building something or trying to make money or something like that, I'd rather be around women, man. Man, weird, bro. They start saying weird shit. Like, what do you say? Like, man, you say that they talking about, like, nah, bro, I ain't about to sit around no dudes talking about no sausages and no shit like that. I'm good. Nah, I said I be around. I like being around females. And
I
people
do
might
though
say
think
that.
men should have their space though with other men, like, because
If
I
you
do see
doing
that
something,
sometimes where I tell my husband, why the wives have to come along? Can't they just let their husband, like, tell him not to bring his wife because he's hanging out with you. That's it. Like,
if we watching the game or something, if we watching sports or something, I mean, something like that, yeah, but when that shit go off, I'm gone. I'm straight. I'm good.
it's usually sports. It's usually something like a get together and they're watching sports.
Yeah, like that's fun. Like if it's a party or something, I'm not about to sit here and go to no party with all dudes. I'm not about to do that. I remember when I worked at the hospital, we used to go over to my boy house every night. He had a little bar in the basement. And the first couple nights I went over there, I wasn't married or nothing like that. But the first couple nights I went over there, I go over there, have a beer, and leave. And they be like, why you won't hang out? I'm like, bro, there's a bunch of dudes out here drinking and shit. That shit weird. I said, get some females over here. So I started inviting females over there. And shit, I'd be over there 3, 4 o'clock in the morning chilling with the chick. You know, that's cool.
This is
I'm
when
not
you were
about to sit
single.
around. This is when I was single. Yeah, I wasn't about to sit around there with a bunch of dudes drinking. That shit weird. I started getting touchy feely and shit. So nah, I'm not about to. Nah, I'm good. Mm-mm. I don't know. I just never like. I guess it'd be a testosterone thing because like I'm like an old school dude too, like a throwback dude. Like do shit with his hand, and that shit be and I'm intellectual. So that shit intimidate other dudes. And dudes be trying to one up. Well, I don't give a fuck about trying to be better than you. But dudes be trying to do that one up shit. and like shit used to get physical. You know, motherfuckers drinking. Oh, you do martial arts? Yeah, I bet you can't whoop my ass. Then I, you know what I'm saying? Then it get physical, and then motherfuckers be mad and shit, want to pull out guns because you tried to test me because you nah, bro.
Yeah. See, that's remember when I told you that I wanted to go out, right? And I told my husband like I want to go out with the girls and like he had a time where he was going out with the guys to bars, but he stopped because it would always turn into fights. Fights.
Yeah, because
He's like,
people get
"Nah,
like
I don't even yeah, he's like I don't want to even I'm going to end up in jail." Nah.
yeah,
So he quit
yeah,
doing
because
that.
even over here, you know, like that's why if you like Gary do it too, Gary would sit back, like people be jost, like we'll be talking about something, and then you'll see somebody tell a story, then somebody got a better story and shit, and Gary would just sit back and be like, I ain't saying shit, but you know, even on here, like when too many dudes get together, is they always try to one up one another, like it's weird to me, bro.
Especially if they're drinking.
Yeah, man. It'd be the tough. Like the day when the ARD went at it, I'm looking like, man, what the fuck is going on here, bro? We just had a conversation. Like, y'all tripping.
Testosterone.
Yeah, ARD was like, I come see you. I'm like, bro, like, no, we ain't doing all that, bro. We chilling, man. But see, but it is some like I got a couple friends. Like I can sit like my young but I can sit around him all day. He don't do nothing but pick my brain. So I can sit around him all day. Like my pops, me and my pop. Like man, if y'all seen us together, y'all be like, how the hell is y'all in the same room? My dad will find anything to debate against me with. But it's back and forth, back and forth. But that's our relationship, and it's fun because it's like still sharp and good. And it
Yeah.
don't, you know what I'm saying? Is the, father and son just talking shit. It ain't like we in competition. It's just that's his way of, I guess, keeping me sharp. You
But
know?
even fathers and sons will get into it to the point where
Yeah.
they're fighting about it.
Now him and
Yeah.
my little brother, like me and my dad debate all day. And sometimes I fuck with him, sometimes he fuck with me. He'll know he'll be wrong. He just wanna, do. And most of the time I'm wrong. I just like talking shit to him. But him and my little brother, nah, they be going at it. My dad had to slam his ass one time. Like god damn. Like, so you think Pop's old and you done put your ass on your neck.
And you can't hit him back because that's your
Right.
dad.
Yeah, if he would have hit him back, he would have got his ass stomped out, man. Man, my cousin. I would have flew down to Pennsylvania. He tried to slam my dad, but my dad ain't no little dude. Especially back then. He done got a little older now. But shit, my dad, he played football, so college football, so he ain't no little guy. And he got them hands. Like shit. I see my dad throw one punch, so like I'm straight.
And Stoic
But yeah,
says,
that
I recognize the words he was saying. He's stronger than that. But I'm not sure if he was talking about Mentexo or. Sorry, Stoic, I read your chat late. Because if you were talking about, that doesn't sound like it would apply to Kieran.
I think it was a text. So. Gert turn gold to 10. Yeah, man, people just got to do better. I was listening to that and I'm like, man, that whole participation, bro, man, supposed to be respected because they came out the womb as man. Nah, they ain't doing no respectable shit. They don't get it. Flat and simple.
That's a good point, though. Like, okay, sir, what are you building, and are you feeling disrespected? Like, where in his life is he feeling disrespected, or is that something he's just observed?
'Cause, like to me, like I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a fuck if men out here getting disrespected. I don't. That shit don't affect me. I don't. Look, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can be wrong, but I'm not about to be out here fighting for no man's respect. I feel like if you're doing respectable shit, the people around you should respect you, and if they not, get the fuck away from them. Fuck you around these people for then. I put look. I'm doing a show next week. It's gonna be called "Put to the Fire." Men. I don't know how men. It's gonna be basically men accountable. I just don't know how I'm gonna word that part yet. But in that whole conversation, I was gonna talk about it tonight, but I didn't get everything in line the way I wanted it to. So I just came up with this title. But I'm going in on that shit because if men are supposed to be the leaders, what the fuck we talking about what women need to do? Because I feel like this. Like I feel, and I look at my life like this. I look at the older men in my life. They set the example, and I look at the women in my life. Like I look at my uncles and my aunties. Right, my aunties are very successful. Like my dad is 8 of them. All of them get college degrees. Right now, on the pecking tier, my dad is like the third youngest. But all the women in my dad had made a lot of mistakes. But you know what? All the women in his family respect him. Even though he made mistakes, they still fucking respect him because of who he is and what he has done and what he's continuously doing. You know, even though he made mistakes, they don't disrespect him. They don't shun him, or they don't even bring up the past. They look at what he currently doing now. So even I always seen like women. I think if you have the right type of man, women fall in line. I've never asked my wife to be submissive to me. She just did it. And I asked her, like, why you be submissive? She said, you gave me reasons to. She said, I want to be.
But like, you know, like there's men that say, well, the woman's not allowing me to lead, or like because of her I can't lead. Okay, well, how does that work out? Because if I were to say I let my man lead, Ozzy would have a problem with that. With just me
I
saying the
said,
word, I allow my man to, like, even just saying that is a problem.
all
So
men aren't
which
leaders,
one
though.
is it? Which
But
one
see,
is it? We allow them to
oh,
lead, or we stop them from leading? Do
no,
you
I
know what I mean?
think women, no, it's like me and Gary was talking about this earlier when we was talking about submitting. And he was saying men have to submit to women so women can submit to men. And I want him to break that down because I think the way he broke it down was so eloquently, and I don't want to take that because I can't do it like Gary. So maybe we'll get him up here sometime soon and break that down. But for the context of what he was saying, like think about this: when you say you allow your husband to lead, you have a choice, right? You can make it difficult for him, or you cannot. So by saying I allow, no, you allow it. You allow. My wife allowed me to lead. That's what happens. She allowed it. So, because if she don't, what I'm supposed to do? Go grab her by her neck? What I'm supposed to do? If she want to be difficult and cause me a headache, she can definitely do that. She can definitely do it. I experienced that shit before. Even though I was doing everything right, the woman still wasn't doing right by me. She did not allow me to lead because she made it difficult. Like, so no, you allow a man to lead. A woman will allow a man to lead. She will give him that authority. It's given because she can make it
She will
she can make
follow.
it hard. Yeah, she can follow. Like it's women like women it was I dated this girl, right? He didn't want me to know like I got this rule, right? I'm a man, right? And I'm not I can be overprotective. I can admit that. I am very fucking overprotective because that's my fucking job. I don't look at it as over. I just look at it, I'm good at what I do. So for me to do my job to protect you, I need to know where you at. I need to know who you with, right? So one day, she's living with me now. She in my house living with me. She said I'm going out with the girl. Where y'all going? Why you gotta know everywhere I'm going? Because if something happened, how I'm gonna get to you?
Yeah.
Where you going? She told me she went to some club, right? I trusted her. What time you come home? 2:00. I went to sleep. 3:00. He called me crying. I just got robbed. Got robbed? Where you at? I don't know. What you mean you don't know where you at?
She
Well,
don't
we went
know.
to this club. She knew where she was at. She went to a strip club. She went to a male strip club. But she told me her and the girls was going to a regular club. And come
Oh
to
my.
find out, one of the strippers robbed her. He in there
Oh
flashing money.
snap.
Yeah. So when she took like her friend, because one girl left. He jumped in the car and left them. The girl was driving. He jumped in her car and left them, and they got robbed. So the girl told me where they at. I come down there and pick her up, and this so happened to be one of my little dog's hood. So I called him. I'm like, I'm telling him what happened, and he was like, for real? He was like, man, come through. I come through. The dude who robbed them is over there trying to sell them the shit that they just stole, the phones and the purse. But she
Now
had a
she's
Gucci
expecting
purse.
you to save her, expecting you to defend her. Man, I
But this
probably
is
wouldn't have
what
said
happened.
nothing. I would have got an Uber home.
No, this is what happened. Right. This is what happened. I got her shit back. And we got back to the house. I told her to pack her shit and get the fuck out of here. Fuck
She
out of here. I'm
lied.
done with you. Yeah. And you put me in a
Or
fucked up
she
position.
omitted. She didn't say what kind of club, I guess. But
But she lied. The club you told me you was going downtown, this club on the west side. My people just so happen to live in that area. But you lied. I'm supposed to do my job if you're not putting yourself in a position for me to do my job. Now you see where I said the allow part. She did not put herself in position for me to do. I can't force you into this position for me to protect you. You have to be willing, you
makes
know.
sense.
Like
Yeah,
like
makes
people
sense.
was talking I heard people talking about they married. Like if I open my phone right now, my mama, all my sisters, my wife, who are my cousins, they all share their location with me. You know why? Because they know if something happened, they know how I'm coming. Even though I'm fucked up and can't see, they know me. They know if something happened, I'm gonna find a way to make it, make it all right because they know me. So yeah, they share everywhere they go. They don't care. Ain't no privacy. My sisters, they married. They got husbands to protect, but they know what their brother go do. They know what their brother capable of. And until the day I die, I'm gonna be their protector, and they know that. They allowed me to protect them by being cooperative. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Some men feel like the woman shouldn't even question anything, right? You just follow, I'm leading, you don't question anything. I'm sorry, but I do push back on certain things. I question, I give my opinion if I feel like it's the wrong choice, the wrong thing, like I try.
But when people say that, I question the man's leadership. I question the leadership because me being who I am, I know sometimes my shit stink. You know what? Sometimes I may not be looking at things right. And a good leader knows how to take criticism. A good leader knows how to accept help. A good leader knows how to um so yeah, I don't like my wife, she should question me. If she don't, then I think something wrong with her. Why wouldn't you want to be questioned? You
Yeah,
ain't
and that doesn't
God.
mean the
God ain't even
woman's
got questions.
trying to lead. It's just like, I mean, maybe the woman's wrong, but maybe she's right.
Maybe
Maybe she's
you
trying
never
to
know.
warn
Like
you or give
I
you
don't.
advice, like, don't go that
Like,
route.
and this is the question I ask. Like when people do that, what has those results in your life, guys? If you feel that's how a woman, a lot of people who be talking shit like that be single. A lot of people who be talking shit like that, they ain't got it all right. So those
Nobody
just be
has anything
questions.
all right every time.
Mm-mm,
No, nobody
no,
has everything all right every time. And then you just gotta deal with the consequences. But I know my husband's told me a lot of times, Matt, you were right. You were right.
yeah. I told my wife that like, damn, you was right. And that's just being humble. That's learning from mistakes. I mean, if my wife is right, why shouldn't I acknowledge that? Why
Yeah, and
shouldn't?
there's
And
times
then when
I'm
I,
wrong, right? There's times that I was wrong. Whatever I was trying to like say, what my opinion was wrong. Sometimes that happens too.
I never tell my wife I told you so, but I will break down and explain why I said it after something happened to show her like This is why I said that. Now you see what happened. That's the end result. This is why I said it. So I'm not gonna say I told you so, try to make her feel bad, but we go learn the lesson. That's what we go do. We're gonna learn lesson. That's the only way we can do better. But that even that communication, that's why, I love my wife so much because even that she can, you know what I'm saying? Because some women be like, they don't like to hear that shit.
What? I told you so?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of women don't like to hear that. No, men too though. Don't nobody really want to hear.
Oh, for sure.
But I think it's necessary sometimes. That's how you learn, man. The most painful lessons yield the best result. Yield the most growth. Have a good night, now. I must rest well. Oh, I ain't even know Stowe dropped another one. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
The key word is consistency, right? Yeah, consistency is hard work. Hard work. Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out.
Here you go, bro. In my bathrobe, doing the thing. Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out. The key word is consistency, right?
Funny man, what up though, bro? Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, it was bull season, man. Mine was on the 25th. We them bulls, man. We them bulls. Tour season. Best season in the year, bro. When the bulls was born. Y'all
What up,
better
Kwani? Happy
put some
birthday.
respect on. Yeah, put some respect on them bulls, man. Best zodiac sign ever created, bro. We keep everybody grounded.
Them stubborn bulls.
Them stubborn ass bulls, bro. What would y'all do without us, man?
All right. Stoic wanted me to say, you got me fucked up. He wanted me to say that. You got me fucked up. I'll drop it
I have
down
to
9.
clip that. 317. Yeah, I'm about to take my butt to bed. I hear the birds chirping. I actually had to go in the garage and get something ready for. I gotta cut down another tree. Yeah, my wife got excited when I cut that tree down. I'm gonna cut another one down. Happy wife, happy
Cut a
life.
tree down?
People, well, it was spruce. It was a little spruce in front of the house. She want them all gone. We want to redo the landscape, and so
Yeah, some of those
she,
trees have like roots that grow into pipes and stuff.
yeah. So I mean, I cut it down. I gotta get the stump out. I mean, it's not like a real tree. It's just a spruce that was planted.
It's a
So
small one.
yeah. So I mean, it's annoying because it's been there for a while. So the roots are, rooted. So the roots are long, but still, once I pull the stump, I just cut it.
Yeah, some
Get it
people
from
they pour some stuff on the stump to kill it.
Yeah, I mean, I can drill it like if it was a bigger tree, I'd bore a hole in it and pour like some. It's the different acids you can use and pour it in the hole once you bore down into the stump of the tree. My one cousin, I'm like, bro, he was trying to get this tree up from his house, and I was telling him like, cut the tree down, but it was in layers. Like we would have to get a ladder, cut the tree down. So what he did was drill a hole in the fucking tree, poured the shit in there, and it took like a whole year. But the damn tree ended up falling over in the storm and fucking his car up.
Oh no. Because it was
Like
weak.
yeah, and we had a
Oh.
real bad rainstorm. And he was like, "Cuz the tree is down." I'm like, what? He said the storm, not the tree. Only problem is it fell on my car. I'm like, oh, bro. Like I
Oh, if you
told
had
your ass.
insurance.
Yeah, but it don't cover that. Michigan weird, bro. It's like you get
It doesn't
yeah.
cover trees falling on your car. Damn.
Mm-mm. It's only auto accident. It only cover auto accident.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so,
Maybe you have to pay
yeah.
like extra insurance
Yeah,
for things like that.
it's a different insurance package. I think it's like a hazard or something like that. But like in Michigan, like insurance high as hell. People like try to get the bare minimum with the high deductible, and then they get in a car accident and got to pay that high deductible and get mad as hell. Like, bro, you should just pay 30, 40 extra dollars a month to get the low deductible. Well,
Right.
I had insurance my whole life, never had to use it. I don't mean you won't have to. That's how I look at it. I hope
It's
I
for
don't
when you
have to,
have
but if
to.
yeah, but when I do, I rather it to be comfortable, situation. So I always pay, the little extra and get the low deductible because if something happen, I ain't trying to pay $1,000. I'd rather pay $250 and get my shit fixed.
Well, I have roadside, like on my insurance and on my phone. Like you can get roadside for like $2 on your phone.
Mhm. Shit, I think my wife got it through her job. But shit, before that, I never. Well, I like working on cars, so I never. I used roadside service one time, and that's with my um, um shit, what was that? I think it was my alternator belt snap, and I was on the side of the freeway. And I could like if I could have got to an auto shop, I would have changed that because I keep like in my car, I always kept tools in the car just in case. But I didn't have a fucking belt, so the only way, so it was either call roadside, and I had them tow it to my job because I was down the street from my job. Once I got there, once they told it to my job, I had somebody take me to the auto zone. I put that belt right on in the fucking parking lot. And that's how I got home that day. Like shit,
You you remember how we were saying about like roadsides and men and like I put in a call to roadside and then they sent me like a link on my phone that I had to fill out. Man, my husband was like, he came real quick and fixed it, and he was like, I didn't even have to put in the order. He's like, no, we're not waiting for no roadside. He came to save me. But I thought about
well,
you. I thought about you, how you're like, how you just gonna wait for roadside for like an hour or whatever it is when your man can fix it.
when your man can fix it, I know my wife.
Boom, he fixed it.
Even
I didn't even, I did, he fixed it so fast I didn't even get a chance
I remember
to fill out the roadside.
when I
My
first
bad.
lost my sight. No, you cool. When I first lost my sight, my wife blew a tire on the freeway, and I had to call my dad to come, take me to go get, fix her car. He was like, "No, I just called roadside." I'm like, "Man, I guarantee you, I can fix it before they do it, before they get there."
Yeah.
Man, she called roadside. My dad picked me up. I went down there. I heard, the tires under the car. You got to crank it down and shit. As soon as I got the tire on the car, she was ready to pull off. Roadside pulled up. I was like, I told you I'd get it done before they do. And I can't even fucking see. I felt my way through the whole thing. And my dad, like, my dad is, he plays sports and he intellectual. He never really worked on shit. But since he moved back up here and been around me, now he think he can work on cars. So like he done learned how to work on cars, fucking around with me. But yeah. So like my dad, shit, he do all that shit.
My husband takes
He
pride in
came.
all that. He's like, see, you got a man that can fix things. Aren't you
Mm-hmm.
happy you got a man that can fix things? Yes.
That could save a lot of money. I'm telling you. Like people, it take me longer to jack the car up than actual change the brakes. It'd take me longer to jack the car up. It'd take me a second to change the brakes. Even if I had to bleed them and stuff, I mean, it wouldn't even take that long. But how much they charge you? I can go buy brand new sports pads, not even the cheap pads, sports pads, front and back. I can go get them for like $90. They gonna charge you. You do front and back brakes, they gonna charge you about 500-600.
They charge so much for like any little thing.
Yeah,
So do
that shit
plumbers.
don't take. Yeah,
Plumbers charge a lot.
that shit don't take too long. I had to pay a plumber. I was so pissed off, but I couldn't. I couldn't do what he did. You know, I was trying to fix the shit, and I didn't know. I couldn't. Once I realized what the problem was, I'm like, I gotta call somebody. He charged me 500 to go up on a roof, and he had to clear the stink pipe. And I'm like, I ain't even got the tools to do that shit. So I couldn't did it, but I had to pay this dude. I was so mad. I had to pay him 500 for that shit. I hate when I gotta pay people
Yep.
to do shit that I think I could do, but I didn't have the tools to do.
Yeah, or sometimes you can buy the tools and even do it cheaper than them coming over and doing it. And then
Shit,
now you
that
got these
I've
tools.
yeah, well, I never had to go. I never had to go through the stink pipe. So I'm not a professional plumber. I can just look at shit, and if I can take it apart, I can put it back together. I'm by nature, I'm a carpenter though. That's what I am by nature. I'm not a plumber.
Carpenters are
I
awesome.
I do a little electrician, a little bit. I do a little bit of plumbing, but carpentry, that's my shit. I used to love fucking tile work. I can't even touch a wet saw no more. I'll probably cut my goddamn finger off.
Yeah, my husband's dad, he's not a carpenter like that's not what he does for a living, but he does all kinds of stuff. He does carpentry. He builds all kinds of stuff. He'll build
That
you a
shit legit.
porch, he'll build you a
hmm
bench. Yeah,
I
pretty
remember
cool.
I built my dogs. I had a German Rottweiler, big as hell, and I built them an insulated dog house. My mama was tripping. She was like, I knew you was good, but goddamn. She was like, that the dog wouldn't even come out the dog house.
It's nice.
Yeah,
It's a
that
nice
bitch was big as
doghouse.
hell. Yeah, it was nice and big. I almost put a front porch on, but it was like a little spot where he can lay on the side. Like he don't have to go in, but it still got like shelter. Bitch had shingles on it and everything.
All that's expensive too. People that do woodwork, all that's
Oh
really
yeah,
expensive. Wood's expensive. Just
yeah.
the wood is
Oh
expensive. Then you add the
man,
labor.
I went to Home Depot and got that shit off of the discount rack. They got pressurized wood on it. It's a little, but I got a machine that can welt wood. It kind of like bend it. I can curve it if I need to. But it's a process. But if I get like bad wood, I can straighten it. I can straighten the wood up. So like, I mean, shit. You give me crumbs, I can make a gingerbread house. Tons of crumbs. That's like
Wait, what is that?
motherfucker I am. If you give me crumbs, I make a gingerbread house out of. So
Oh,
like, you give
crumbs.
me,
Okay, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you give me like this lady, her sons did marble work, right? So she had a whole bunch of marble that they left in her garage, and she was trying to get rid of it. And she was like, "I'll pay you to come take it out for garbage day." Man, I seen that marble, like, man, can I have some of this? She said, "Yeah." I made my wife a table out of that shit. It was all different pieces. It was like I made a mosaic table.
Yeah, even wood. Like people throw out wood. Like you shouldn't
Yeah,
even throw
man.
out wood because you could, like
Mm-mm.
sometimes you need wood for stuff.
Man, I got so much wood in my garage in the Scout. I mean, the Raptors of the garage. You never know when you need to build something. Like my wife, she wanted a garden bed, but she wanted off the ground. So that's my next project.
Yeah, and you know what? Those are so expensive. I've looked into those. They're like really expensive to buy them, like the ones you put together. They're expensive. So yeah, if you could build one, I need to ask my husband to build one. But I'm not a green thumb, so I feel like I don't want to make my husband put in all that work and then he's gonna hold me to gardening. He's gonna hold me to it.
You can create that's something that you can, practice. They shit all these YouTube channels with these gardens on.
I know,
I
but
don't
I'm just not a green thumb. Like I don't know. It takes time. You gotta take care of. I don't know. Like I know people say there's some easy stuff like potatoes are easy to grow, like squash, like there's some easy stuff you can just, it doesn't need a lot of maintenance.
or the easy stuff and it build your confidence to do the hard stuff.
Well, what do you plan on planting?
Oh, my wife want watermelon. She weird. Watermelon, pumpkin, um, collard greens, and then like her basils and stuff. Right now, we already got like peas, potatoes. What else? Is there? Peas, potatoes, and something else.
Tomatoes.
Onions. Onions. Yeah, she want tomatoes too. She doing a basket for the tomatoes.
The
That
greens I heard are easy to grow. I saw a lady
yeah,
doing it really easy.
I used to grow collards with my grandmother when I was younger. But yeah, I need the collard greens and them turnips. I want to plant some turnip greens, but I gotta for the thing because we got rabbits, and shit, so that's why she wanted the other one.
Yeah, we got rabbits too. We got all the little critters.
Squirrels. Squirrels ain't too bad. They don't really fuck with shit. It'd be the rabbit. And then a dog, like squirrels don't. I don't get many squirrels in my yard because my dog. They don't even fuck with rabbits, man. My dog took out a couple rabbits.
Wait, she took them out. What do you mean?
And she took it out.
Oh, your
Like I
dog, your
thought it was.
dog. I thought your daughter
Yeah, I
when you
thought.
said my girl.
Oh no, I thought one day I thought because she got her little toys and shit in the backyard. So one day I'm thinking she running around the backyard with one of her toys. I'm like, come here. Man, she dropped that thing. It was twitching. I'm like, oh shit. There's a
Poor little
rabbit.
rabbit. They're so cute too. I'll be
Yeah.
feeding the rabbits.
Man. Mm.
And
My
I don't
dog
know,
don't like
they
it.
hide, they run fast. Like I don't even know where they're hiding. They come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they got burrow. They burrow in the ground.
Yeah, they're hiding. They make little burrows probably behind like bushes and things like that. I don't go looking behind the bushes, but I'm pretty sure they probably have a little house there.
I didn't think we had snakes until I kind of moved up north. I'm like, well, shit, we got snakes. I didn't think Michigan had snakes. We got snakes. I like
I don't
snakes.
see a lot of snakes, but I had a snake come out and visit me. I was
Yeah,
sitting
I
down, it
like
came right up to me. I was like, oh snap. This is right at my feet.
I had ball
Slithering.
pythons when I was younger. I wanted a Burmese python so bad. Them
I
things
like
get
snakes.
fucking huge though.
Yeah, I'm not scared of snakes.
But
Like some domesticated snakes, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, even wild snakes, they don't unless you fucking with them. They don't.
No, I told the snake to go. I'm like, go. Even that albino what is it called? The praying mantis. I was like, sir, what do you want? Like, go away. And it came to me 2 times, like 2 different days. I was tripping out. I was like, what does it want? Oh, it just wants to say hi. Okay.
Why you ain't trying to feed it?
What do you feed a praying mantis?
I
A
don't know,
leaf?
insect.
There's plenty of
That's
leaves.
it.
They don't need to come to me
I
for
know,
food.
but it's special when you give it to. Yeah, especially when you get to it.
Next time I'll try that, I guess. I'm telling you, I just tell them to leave. I'm like, what do you want? Go away. But like you said, sometimes maybe an animal is telling you something.
That shit.
I saved a mama
Oh,
and baby raccoon the other day from a coyote. Well, not the other day, it was months ago.
my
And then I
bad,
thought,
Frankie. I didn't
oh,
know
what up,
Frankie sent
Frankie?
me a super chat.
You did?
Yeah,
Where?
earlier.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, I
Sorry,
think
Frankie.
cause I be running, like, we be on live, but I be doing shit around the house now. Like, my wife she bought me the T-Mobile headset. So ever since I got that, I be free. I be moving around. I don't be by the computer all the time.
That must have been like when I probably didn't see it, maybe when I came up and then we were playing the video, maybe.
Yeah. I think that's when he was on the panel, actually. Cause it say it was in between Stone
Yeah, but Frankie
339.
was spitting facts. Like,
Yeah,
why do
man.
we
I
entertain
love it.
some people? But I get your point of view too, because I'm like that too. Like give people chances, because sometimes you turn trolls like into regular ass people.
Yeah.
Like people know like what their boundaries are.
And that's what cause like a lot of times, like I ain't gonna lie, I don't do it no more. But when I first came on here, like you watch some of them first shows, it'd be I let people rock out the whole show. And I wouldn't even be thinking like what the person is saying is affecting the chat. I'd just be like, even if they was talking crazy, I'd be like, I want to see this person. I want them to show me who they are. So I just be sitting back studying ass, and I'm on the internet. It ain't like you in my face, so I wouldn't care what the person said. I'd be trying to see how far they willing to go. And then I'd be like, oh shit, the chat, people getting mad in the chat. And I'm like, I had to take that into consideration. Like, it's not only me, but it's people who support me. That shit can be disrespectful to them. And it even took me a while because I was just in that mode of learn. But now it's like, you know, I just do a quick assessment. Like, this ain't good for the brand. Okay. And like I said, I try to get people like that dude, JJ. I'm like, okay, I don't know him. He don't know me. I can't say his
Where did
intent
he
is
come from?
malice. I think like when you put open panel, that's
Oh,
when
that's right.
sometimes, yeah, it just be weird people come through. That's why I don't put it. Well, that show wasn't open panel, open topic, but I usually don't put it in the title. I put it when I share it out. I'll put open panel, but I won't put it in the topic because if I put it in the topic, if people search for open panels, it'll pop up. But if I share it out as an open panel, I don't think it pop up in that algorithm.
But
But
I
I
mean,
just be
sometimes we
wanting to,
get good people like
yeah,
Speakeasy.
speak. I want Black Dynamite to come back, but that's what I'm
Black
saying. Imagine
Dynamite.
if I would have kicked him off rip, then I mean, because his whole demeanor changed.
Yeah,
Like
there's
he
funny
was like,
trolls.
yeah, like people like that. I don't even consider them trolls. Just people having fun on the internet. It's like when you get disrespectful, that's where I draw the line.
Like the guy was that was trying to come on panel when Mentexa was on panel. He's like, I'm a troll, but you guys, this topic, I changed my mind. I was gonna troll you, but who knows? He might have been sincere or not. We don't know. That's
Don't
to be
know.
determined if he comes back. Because I
Yeah.
told him just keep coming back to the chat.
And that's how you. I don't know if you remember. It was a young person. This was months ago. This young person used to come through, and they like design video games and stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, that person was cool.
Yeah, but it was something that happened on Discord. It was like they was trying to get too personal. I'm like, wow, bro, married and everything.
He was in your
I thought it
Discord?
was I thought it was a dude, but it was actually a girl.
Yeah, it
I
was a
got
girl. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, and then like they was trying to like talk to me, and I'm like, what you need to talk to me for? It's oh, but you're a life coach. I need some. I'm like, nah, bro, that shit weird, bro. Like, nah,
If they
it's
pay for the coaching,
nah, they ain't want no coaching.
it wasn't like
Motherfucker starts
sincere.
nah, wasn't sincere. Because even like in a Discord, they were like, you could message, and then like some of the messages, I'm like, I had to block the person. Like, nah, I'm married, you tripping, and you talk about your kid, bro. I don't be know like people. You don't know, like I don't know, bro. I don't play with no kids, bro. Even if I wasn't married, bro. I don't play with no kids like that. It was similar to what you was like what was said to you. Oh, my voice was doing this and doing that. They just wanted me to know how they could. Nah, bro,
Oh hell no.
like nah, man.
Even your voice. And then I was thinking, even some like even men aren't like excluded, right? There's some women that are, you know,
I had women.
disrespectful.
I had, I had
They
women
cross the
tell
line.
man, it's been trust me, it's been a couple women on my live like, oh, your voice is doing this. I'll be like, married. And once I say that, there was one woman who didn't chill, so I had to block that person. But yeah, women be saying that shit.
Yeah, women can
Yeah,
get nasty.
yeah.
It can go both ways for sure. But see, because sometimes like women are looked at a little more innocent. Like they're doing that to a
I,
man that it's like not as bad.
man, I done had my wife that went off on people because they like I told people like don't DM me on Instagram. My wife read all that shit. I can't see, so she read a lot of my if you email me, she definitely read that. But she'll read that shit and she was like, who is this girl? And I'm like, oh, that's such and such. Didn't even know, right? And I'm not gonna put nobody on blast, but if somebody used to come over and like they was always cool, but they DM me like, oh, your voice do this to me, this to me. I be imagining it. I'm like, oh
Knowing you're
hell no.
married, knowing you're married.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm married, bro. And I told people like, man, don't DM me no crazy shit. My wife, like my wife is like, she part of my business, man. Not only my wife, so she got access to all my shit. I ain't got nothing to hide because I have no intention of fucking up my marriage. So no, she can
Hey,
see
let
what
me
she
tell you,
want.
they'll test you. They'll test you and then they go and expose you. Sometimes they're not
Yeah,
even sincerely hitting on you. They're trying to like bait you and then go and like publish all the stuff and like, see, this guy is unscrupulous.
you know what? I got a firewall. I got a plan just for that. I let my wife read all that shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, you send me some crazy shit, she gonna be the one to figure this shit out. And she gonna tell you, bitch, that's my husband. My wife, she don't play that shit. Dude, my wife is confident. Like she don't like I can talk to females on the phone. She won't mind that. But as soon as you step out of line, oh, she gonna tighten your ass up real quick. She don't do jealousy or nothing. My wife ain't a jealous person, but you ain't gonna disrespect her. And you ain't gonna do that. And she already know, like, I ain't about to plan. Look, it ain't even no cheaper to keep her. I'm just not gonna fuck up what I built. And she know that cold heartedly. I ain't fucking because even working in the hospital, like it was women tried to hit on me and shit, and I put them in that place. Like, man, you disrespectful as hell. You know I'm married. Why would you do that? I embarrass the shit out of them if they did that shit. I would. I didn't embarrass a
Wait,
couple
does
women.
it feel good in some way, like somebody hits on you, even though obviously
I
you're not gonna
don't.
entertain it, but does it make you feel like, oh, like I still got it?
Nah, nah. Honestly, I don't care. I know that shit sound weird, but when I tell you I don't seek any outside validation, that shit, like when women hit on me, I feel like they disrespected my wife. That's literally how I feel. Even if they don't know I'm married, like as soon as they do it, I'd be like I'm married, and if they continue on, I embarrass them. I have no problem with embarrassing. I don't care about if people like me like that. Like if people find me attractive, I don't care about none of that. I just know my wife do. That's all that matters. Anybody else do? I'm like if a person compliment me, I'm grateful and I'm appreciative. I'm not that big of an asshole. But if you start flirting shit, I shut that shit down right away.
Yeah, too far, too far. But
Mhm.
yeah, people try to set you up. Look at Shannon, he got set up. He got set up.
Well,
That's
my
my
wife like
opinion.
that.
That's my opinion. I
Yeah.
don't know what reality is, but that's what it seems like.
Man, he put himself in a trick bag. But that's him too. He got some little nasty ass habits. He got a history. And it's not his past because you can see he's still going through shit. And you can listen to the way he talk. You know, he you know what people do in their bedroom ain't nobody business. But once it go public, then it's everybody business. You know, I don't care what he do, but since they talking about it, it's like it's there for critique. You know, he put himself in that
He's a
position.
celebrity.
Yeah. But see, this the thing. This is why Shannon getting it so bad because he be criticizing other people. He was just talking about Darnell Rollins, he a comedian, and he was like, "Oh man, why you get a 20-year-old pregnant? Why you couldn't get her mom?" He was like criticizing him, and then I look at the shit you in.
Literally
That's
the
what
same age.
Shannon.
That's projecting, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely project.
Literally the girl's like the same age, 19,
And
20.
what that shit, man. Look, I can understand, like, but and then this is the thing too. You know why that girl snapped out the way she did, or why she even came forth telling all this shit? She told on herself. Now everything was fine until she heard that IG live when him was slapping cheeks with another girl because they were in a relationship up until that, and then she said once that happened, it became transaction. She told on herself. You was fine with all the bullshit. Whatever you say he was doing to you, you was okay with it till you found out he was doing to somebody else too. And you just got jealous, and now you want your chunk of flesh. Well, he put himself in that position. Like, you gonna deal with this young
Hey,
ass
but he offered
women
her.
cat.
She got offered like, what was it? I thought it was 10 million. And so I heard 50 million.
Well,
That's
I no,
crazy.
he offered her. First they started with 10, then they upped it to 20 because she
That's
got
wild
taped.
though.
But
Count
he
like,
did
well,
that.
that was to keep it on the hush, but that's over
Yeah.
now, right?
And she did, I think he offered her that money because of those videotapes that she got at her. Like, I'm hearing different things. I ain't seen none of the tapes, but they said she was plugging them. I'm like, what? Like, yeah. Can you imagine, you know, you see this big black dude getting bent over and getting plugged? Of course he trying to pay 20 million to keep that shit quiet.
Well, unless she asked for the, because it could be like blackmail or extortion. But if she didn't ask for the money and he's just offering it to keep her quiet, then I think that's different. But cat's out the bag now.
Yeah. Now you gotta deal with that shit. So in that video, when he was like, what about what you did to me? Well, he made, I forgot which one. I don't know if it was the first one or the second one, but he was like, I think it was the one where he was like, when you ain't got no choice but to get choked. If you go back and listen to that audio recording, he was like, "But what about what you did to me?" What they said, he said that the reason he said that is because that she videotaped him when she was, you know,
But people could be making that up
bogus.
because that could mean anything. Him saying
Man,
what you do to me could be anything though.
it's three other women that came out and said that
Oh
Shannon liked when they
no!
did Shannon liked when they did stuff to his bum bum. Three other women came
Wow.
out and said that. And it's two other women who got similar stories, like he was doing all this BDMS stuff to them, and they were in a relationship, so they was fine with it. But then they found out that he was cheating on them, and when they confronted him, he got violent. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I understand.
Well, and then it's illegal to put out like those videos, but then sometimes they get leaked, and then there's no accountability. But that's illegal if she releases videos like that.
But she don't plan on releasing it. They taking that to court. She taking that to court.
What up,
So
blind?
they
What's up, homie G?
what up, blood? Yeah, but she did all that to take it to court. Like he told people about the video. He never said nothing about the video. See, that's what I'm
Wait,
saying. He fucked himself. He talked too fucking much. He doxed the shit
he
out of
said.
her.
He said.
And he this is what he said when he did his first statement. He said Tony Bugsby is planning on releasing a 30-second clip of a 10-minute video, and he was like, "I challenge you to release the whole video." Didn't nobody know about no video. He made it known that it was a video.
I don't want to see none of those videos.
Hell no, ain't nobody watching that shit. They ain't watching that shit.
Oh, there's some people who are gonna want to watch, but not me.
Freak ass people, man. People are fucking freak.
Hashtag no butt stuff.
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah,
don't want
man.
to see no male doing no. Yeah,
Getting bent over. This big
getting bent
black
over.
motherfucker. Yeah.
That's wild. But you know what? I mean,
Uh,
there are men like that like that. So I mean, they say,
Man,
"Oh,
it
don't
was
kink shame, don't kink shame," but I don't want to watch that shit.
man, it was we was on Tay Lingerie Cocktail. I do not know who that dude was, but it was the guy that used to come over there. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I lift my legs up and let the woman lick my." I'm like, "What the fuck, man? Hell no." He said, "You ain't never tried it. You don't know how it feels." And I'm never gonna know how that shit feels neither. I
I
almost
told you
knocked
about
the
that
girl out
girl.
one day.
You don't even know
Man,
who likes that or not because you can't tell. It's not something you can tell
man,
unless they're
I'm straight
openly
on
saying
that.
it. You know.
No, they're openly fucking weird to me. Like, I ain't gonna shame no, but just don't tell me no shit. I don't care what you. Nah, that's why I be telling people. Don't tell me what you doing in that room. I'm good. I don't want to know.
That is sad though. Do you think he'll ever be on ESPN again?
Nah, he done with that. I think he lost that $100 million contract for his podcast. He lost that shit too. But I think, as long as he don't go to jail, he still have Club Shay Shay. He still have Nightmare. He still have that, but ain't nobody gonna touch him. Like, man, you on tape talking about big black man shows. Bro. I don't care what context you put that in. If y'all was talking freaky and none of that. Like, you gotta be smarter than that, bro. You gotta be smarter than that. The position, you get tricked out your position. You can't be saying no shit like that.
Like, yeah. How did he think none of that would ever possibly come out? Like,
Why would
he
this is
thought
a young
money. He
ass
thought money could hush it, probably.
Man, and this a young ass female. You don't think she records your shit? Anytime I talk to anybody on the phone, I expect them to be recording. And if they don't, then that's good. But if they do, then it is what it is. I ain't said nothing I couldn't say public.
Unfortunately, that's the way it is because people will screen
That,
record, screenshot, all of the above.
hmm And
So
you just
whatever
don't
you
know.
say, yeah, just know that there's a strong possibility it might get out. So don't say nothing you don't want other people knowing that you wouldn't say
What you say can and will be used against you in a public court.
in the
Okay.
court of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Blind had one of those situations recently. But that's why I don't like doing any of the discords, none of that, because a lot of it ends up in drama.
It's like sometimes there's been people who come to me like, "What you think about this? This." And I state my honest opinion, but I say the same shit I done said to them. I say it in front of anybody. It ain't like somebody gonna whoop my ass. But I'm totally aware that people may repeat what I said. So I just tell the truth. Some things I be like, I ain't got nothing to do with.
Yeah, people
Like
have
I ain't
opinions, you
even
know.
got.
It's like sometimes we have opinions about each other. Just is what it is. It's not like it's hate or like you trying to do stuff behind people's back. Everybody obviously has opinions about people. And then people say, "Well, say it to my face." Why are you saying it behind my back? Say it to my face. Sometimes it's not necessary to say it to your face. But if you want to hear it, yeah, I haven't seen Blind go live. Not too. He's been chilling. All right, I'm gonna drop down. I think you're muted or your mic's not hooked.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, I didn't know my Bluetooth, my earpiece went dead. I had to hook up. I had to turn the speaker on the computer because I ain't got my headphones on. Well, yeah,
I'm
I'm back.
dropping down. Good night, Nine. Good night,
I
chat.
appreciate
Shout out to the
you.
replay crew. Shout out to the silent supporters.
Do you hear echo?
No.
Okay,
I do
cool.
not hear an echo.
Because this is the first time I ever used the speaker on my computer, so I didn't know if it echoed. But that's kind of cool. I might use this mode more often.
Yeah,
I
there's
guess.
no echo.
Oh, that's cool. So
It just might be loud at your place.
yeah, that's cool. I'm in the living room. Everybody in the back of the house. They don't hear it anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna take my ass to bed.
I'm dropping. Peace out.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Good night.
Shout out to the lady of the nine commander. Shout out to Frankie Blanco. Great conversation. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. But I am taking my behind the bed. Y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nation. And if we say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button. Tell somebody. Help me spread the word. And make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Get your boy into the algorithm. You know what we doing ain't popular, but it's necessary. So we're gonna keep doing it. I'm just asking for a little help to get the message out, get the people out, get some more people over here. We got these discussions. Y'all see how we put it down. So, we here for solutions, for real. You're asking where all the positivity and all the people looking to create something new or build something great, or even just fix some of the shit that's going on in the world. We've been here for the last 2 years, man. We just need help getting put out there, man. Because y'all know I don't be panel hopping and all that. Maybe I need to start doing it. I'm gonna start hitting panels, man. So I guess that I'm gonna have to expose myself and market myself like that. But you know, y'all can help too just by hitting that like button. It's free to you, but it means the world to me. You know, so hit that like button. Appreciate y'all.